Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
Monday morning, everybody. Welcome in to a brand new edition of Sports 56 Mornings. My name is Peter Edmiston. He's Anthony Sane.
What up?
Joined by our good friend America's Soy Toy, going without the glasses today.
Yeah, man.
Zach Boyd.
Looking semi-clean shaven over there, too, man. Looking good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting look for
Beard,
Zach
got the
this
LeBron,
morning.
got the LeBron James beard going. Looking good over there, man.
Okay, I like what we're seeing here. It's going to be a little bit of a wet day today. High close to 80. Got some storms coming your way.
Yep.
Around lunchtime, so be aware of that. Throw in an umbrella, a little rain gear, something like that, in the car as you head out to work today. And kids coming back to school after fall break. Yep, sorry, kids. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but school's back in session. Here in the Family Leisure Studios, we got you for the next 3 hours. Looking forward to it because we have a ton to get to over the course of just an absolutely jam-packed weekend of sports. We are going to roll through a whole bunch of it with you. Let me tell you how you get in touch with us. You can join us on the First Bank text line, 67129. That's how you get in touch with us on the First Bank text line, 67129. We'd love to hear from you there. Of course, if you haven't joined the text team, make sure that you text 56JOIN to 67129. Do that the first time, and then you are locked and loaded and ready to roll at that point in time. Just do it once. That's all you need to do, and then you're good to go.
One time.
I didn't call for it.
Yeah, man.
I didn't call for it, Zach. I didn't call for it. I'm glad you're ready, but I didn't call for it.
Shout out to Zach being ready.
He's ready to go. So that's how you get in touch with the text line. Phone lines as well, 360-8255. We'd love to hear from you, 901-360-8255. That is the First Bank phone lines, and we certainly would love to hear what you have to say on a super, super busy morning of sports. So obviously we'll do that. You can also chat with us because we are on the video streams on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, you name it, we are there. We are on the app as well. And you can just chat. If you just chat right in there, it pops right into where we are, and you're good to go, and we could start getting after it. Speaking of getting after it, the University of Memphis got after it this morning or this weekend. What a spectacular game that was.
Yep.
Ton of fun. One of the just classic. UCF in Memphis when they play, it's going to be fun. It's going to be high scoring, and sadly, usually UCF ends up winning that high scoring game. But that was all true except for that last part over the weekend. We'll talk about that momentarily. Also, a huge weekend in the SEC. Alabama makes a big statement against Georgia.
No asterisk necessary.
No. Tennessee made a big statement as well, and it was not a great one. We'll talk about that. The woes continue at Mississippi State and Arkansas. My goodness, Arkansas, one of the stories of the year already. With the performance of the Razorbacks thus far, and Auburn looks to be a mess. We have some COVID issues that are emerging. We'll talk about all of that. We have a World Series now set, Rays and Dodgers, and all the Braves were so close. But like most Atlanta teams,
it
you know how it goes with Atlanta teams. You know how it is. So that's just that's sad news for you Braves fans out there. But Dodgers, Rays in the World Series. We'll discuss that too. Obviously, there's a million things to get to. We'll start with the Tigers. 50-49, Sane. 50-49. These two teams combined for 585 million yards of offense, I believe was the final total, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
It's somewhere in that neighborhood. It may not be that may not be an exact number, but that's a rough estimate.
Somewhere close.
Somehow UCF managed to put up 797 yards of total offense and lose, which is quite something. Tigers put up over 700 yards of offense themselves and they won. Each quarterback, Brady White throws for 486 yards and 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dylan Gabriel for UCF, meanwhile, 601 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. This was a wild game, and the Tigers with an incredible comeback, a historic comeback for them. And this one, you could just kind of feel it, saying it meant a lot. Obviously, the sellout crowd of 10,500 isn't quite the same as the sellout crowd of 58,000, but it was loud and into it, and the emotion of this program coming back from 3 scores down to do what they did. Mm-hmm. You got to give them credit, man. It was a gutsy performance.
Yeah, we talked about how these games, the history of these games between Memphis and UCF, how they end up always being exciting games that Memphis is more than likely on the wrong side of. But they also find a way to be close games, and this game didn't look like it was going to be that way. I was watching the game, preparing myself to talk about how I was going to say, well, Peter, I don't want to judge Memphis until I see them play against a team that's probably a bad team. I don't want to write them off yet because I haven't seen them against anyone bad yet. But yeah, and the Tigers did something totally different. They came out and they came from behind. They won this game. And I had honestly had other things going on, and once the Tigers got down, I started working on some other stuff I had going on, and I said, well, that's the Tigers' loss. We'll talk about that Monday. And then I look up, and the Tigers are coming back, and they get the touchdown late in the fourth quarter, and by Calvin Austin, and it's just it's crazy comeback win for the Tigers. But shout out to them, Coach Silverfield getting, of course, his biggest signature win of his short career, finally breaking that long losing streak to UCF.
Well, that's the thing is that the Tigers hadn't beaten UCF since 1990, 13-game losing streak against the Knights, and it didn't look like it was going to change. You saw, for example, at the end of the first half, UCF just marches right down the field after the Tigers score a late touchdown. They get a late touchdown on top of it to restore a 2-score lead. They get up by 21 early in the second half, and you think, well, this is just go ahead and mark this one up. And lo and behold, there you go. It ends up being a difference maker. Ryan Silverfield at one point going for 2, and that 2-point conversion attempt ends up being the difference in the game. It was a weird one at the time, but it worked out pretty well. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Calvin Austin, and that was the other thing going into the game. Saying when you have the introduction to the game being what it is, when you realize that on the defensive side, T.J. Carter's out, and look maybe an injury situation with him, but then on the other side, DeMonte Coxie is just out. He's just not playing, and then after the game, it turns out Ryan Silverfield says he's at this point he's not part of the program, right? Which is kind of a vague sort of situation. I'm sure he'll talk more about it today. As to whether he's, ended his college career early and decided that he's just going to prepare to be a pro, whether something else is going on, I don't know. He was available to the media as of Tuesday last week, and there was nothing pointing towards this direction at all. Right. Nothing pointing towards this. So yeah, it was a weird situation. But he's out, so all of a sudden now your best receiver's out. What happens? Well, other guys step up, and I'm so thrilled, man. For Calvin Austin III, he's a kid that I covered. I was doing play-by-play at Harding when he was at Harding, and one of the most electric players that I've ever seen in high school. I mean, just astonishing speed. Track champion, all that stuff. Incredible speed, and not the biggest dude, but it was a super skilled player in addition to being insanely fast. And so I was just really hopeful. I was happy that he got his chance. To jump on at Memphis. He started as a track scholarship guy, and then he kind of moved over on the football side. I'm so thrilled that he got his chance to kind of be the number one guy because you saw what happened. He's a super talent, and made the biggest catch of the game. 2 touchdowns for Calvin Austin, 9 catches overall for 151 yards, and then shout out also to Taj Washington and Javon Ivory, who both stepped up and kind of moved up a slot as well without Coxie, and they both had huge games of their own. Sean Dykes, we've talked about this year already. Right. And then some of the backs out of the backfield, including Kylan Watkins, who had a touchdown catch out of the backfield as well. It was it had to be a team effort, but I think the play calling was spot on, and this team showed a lot of what's that word? What's that word we like to talk about? Grit.
Yeah.
Grit and grind. This was a grit and grind type of performance, not defensively, but from a mentality standpoint.
But they made the stop. They made key stops in their second half as well. I mean, they definitely were a defensive juggernaut because they were getting torn apart. They gave up nearly 800 passing yards. So
a few key stops. That's right. Yeah,
yeah, they made enough.
Handful.
Yeah, they made enough key stops in their second half to win the game. But man, the Tigers never make even last year with the historical season they had last year, their defense definitely showed issues, and it's been an issue for years. Like I said, I was prepared to have a conversation about, is this going to be a disappointing season for the Tigers? But, sometimes, second half comebacks and missed field goals by the other team can change your course of your whole season. But did you hear Jarvis Greer Saturday in his commentary kind of give a shout out to the show? I took it as a nod to the show he was giving. I know Jarvis Greer is definitely a listener. Did it come off like he was? Did you notice when did it come off as a shout out to the show to you at all?
I didn't think that. I just thought it was just Jarvis being funny. But what did he say?
Yeah, of course we talked about Calvin Austin III got the touchdown to put the Tigers ahead late in the fourth quarter with a little bit more than a minute to go. And Jarvis Greer said, Calvin Austin caught that ball, and he took off like he was running to the Dodgers chicken in Whitehaven. I was like, what?
Did he say Elvis Presley?
Yeah, Elvis Presley, yeah. Dodgers chicken with Elvis Presley in Whitehaven. I was like, what? So I'm riding down the street because I told you I was kind of caught up, so I left the house. And I heard Jarvis say that, man. I was dying laughing. I was like, man, Jarvis Greer will say anything. But yeah, man, that's the Tiger pride we talked about.
Zach, was that a shout out to the show in your opinion?
I think so.
I think so.
It was.
Yeah.
We probably have to ask
Jarvo, we love you.
Shout out to Jarvis Greer.
Yeah, we love you, Jarvo.
Yeah,
Jarvo,
man.
thank you for the shout outs. We always appreciate that. Yeah, it was like that. What would have been I'm just thinking that's a line that has to be delivered by Jarvo and the Jarvo style.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else
delivered that line.
Would have came off bad.
That would have come off as a whole different level of conversation right there. So,
what you trying to say? What you trying to
exactly.
say?
Yeah, man, that wouldn't have sounded good at all.
If I'm like, hey, that's no.
Calvin Austin III took off like he was going to get a box of chicken. And Dodgers on Elvis Presley. Yeah, Jarvis is the only one that could have made that
Jarvis
work.
is the only one who could have pulled that off.
It was magical though, man. Like when he said it, I was like, I hope I wasn't the only person that heard that. And I saw that I wasn't. Like a lot of people do listen to that radio broadcast, but it was just a great radio bit from Jarvis. And a great game, great comeback by the Tigers, breaking that long streak. UCF got to arguing on the sideline after the missed field goal. By the UCF's place kicker, but yeah, man, it was a wild game, wild finish, and just a great, a season-turning win for the Tigers.
Well, and the thing, if you're a fan of win probability at all, at any point in time, it's kind of goofy, but like at any point in time, you can go back and look at the probability that a team would win the game at any particular point in a game based on what happened, and with 5:29 left to play in the game, with UCF up 49-37. Having just scored, they had a 99.4% chance to win the game. 99.4% chance to win the game. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And yet the Tigers ended up winning the game outright. So that's a major thing. And if you look now from a standings perspective, it really, really helps tremendously from looking at the AAC race, and it's going to be tough at the top because you've got a bunch of teams now that are still, and you got it's all a little bit weird anyway because Houston, for example, with all the COVID issues they had, Tulsa has had COVID issues as well, so they've only played 2 games between them. Cincinnati's only played 3. They've had theirs. The Tigers have only played 3. So SMU meanwhile has played they played 5 and they're undefeated. Navy's 3-2 overall, but 3-0 in conference. Tigers are going to play Temple and Cincinnati, and so they'll be full. I would imagine after a game like that, the confidence level should be really high. You win those games, and all of a sudden, you're very much in control.
Yep,
meanwhile, UCF all the way down with 2 losses already in conference. They're pretty. I think they're out of it at this point. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're in the conference standings. With 2 losses at this point and with this many teams already, I know that some teams haven't played that many games, but I don't know. I think that right there probably knocked them out of contention altogether.
Yeah, and then the type of loss, to be up the way that they were on Memphis, dominating us in the first half, and then to lose from a late game field goal. I talked about how the team had, some arguing going on the sidelines after that missed field goal. But yeah,
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's on my list. That dude, there's a story there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a story there with the field goal, the kicker, because he had a great chance.
Daniel Obarski
mm-hmm. had a great chance to win that game. I mean, it was from 40-yard
field goal.
I mean, this is it's not a chip shot, but that's
it's a chip is a get, yeah.
is a very makeable kick.
Yeah.
It's a very makeable kick for a college kicker,
right,
who's halfway decent. And this guy is halfway decent. And he just shanked it. I mean, just flat out shanked it, choked,
mm-hmm.
whatever. Ridiculous.
So go ahead.
After the game, after he shanks it, you could tell he's obviously he's mad at himself. And normally people come over to console him. First thing I noticed before even the thing popped off, nobody walks over to console this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's walking over to the sidelines by himself, and instead of guys coming over okay, man, hey, you gave it your best shot, hey, we love you, et cetera, whatever. Nothing. People scatter he's got, COVID. He's out. Everyone's just moving away from him.
Right.
And he goes to the sidelines and throws a little bit of a fit. And then this one dude who's a freshman defensive back, and by the way, they just gave up 700 yards, so I don't know why he's
right.
Could be chirping too much, but he must have just walked over him and you suck, and or something just mm-hmm. ridiculous. And then my man wants to go after him and wants to fight. Yeah. We almost had a fight, a squad. That was wild. I did not expect that. That was wild.
Here's the question I'm gonna throw out to you. When you were putting that out, this is what came to mind. Do you feel a way about them doing that though? If you're, I understand that the DBs are getting tore up. UCF has a very young secondary. I think they started 2 freshmen at cornerback. But yeah, they were getting lit up. But that was a very winnable game, a game that they let get away. And even though they let the game get away, it still came down to a 40-yard field goal by the kicker. Who this is all you do. Your whole scholarship, your whole college football path is based on you kicking the football in between. The 2 goalposts. So if you are the other players on the team, are you upset at them for the way that they handled it? Should they have the right to be upset with them? Even though they did blow the lead, should they be upset with him for not being able to close the game out from 40?
Yes, they should be upset with him.
I don't know.
No, they should not try to fight him on the sideline.
Because I'm sure he's not the best. I'm sure the kicker probably has some of the worst hands.
I feel like there's a story. I feel like there's a story behind that.
There's something else
we
going
don't know
on,
about.
I feel like
there's something else happening. Yeah, there's something else happening behind that story, because that was a little bit insane. But I get it. If you're the kicker, and your job is to kick,
mm-hmm.
and everything's on you, and this is a makeable kick, and you miss it, I can totally understand why the rest of the team would feel like you let them down. The pressures, I get it's a pressure situation, all that stuff, but still, your one job
mm-hmm.
is to kick that ball through that big yellow upright thingy.
Yeah.
And
that's
all
you
can do that on a consistent basis. And you didn't do it this time, and we set you up, the rest of the team set you up, all that stuff. That's all you got to do. We need you to do it. It'd be one thing if you missed it clanked it off the upright or got close or wind
mm-hmm.
or whatever. This was just a shank. I mean, my man just shanked it. I could see being upset, but
ready to throw hands.
Handle that in the locker room. Handle that in the locker room. Don't handle that out there on the field and walk up and start saying something and then have like a squabble. It was.
They were ready to go. They were ready to go at it, man.
They were ready to go at it, and man, I whoo. And I don't know, Josh Heupel as the head coach of Central Florida, you cannot lose a game in which you rack up 798 yards of offense. You can't lose that game. That defense he's just not. I just don't think he's up to snuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've had too many iffy losses like this over the last. I think they're 9-6 in their last 15. They're a talented team, but they've had a lot of questionable losses. Yeah. This one would be considered a question.
Yeah, when you're up 35-14, man, you're supposed to close that one out.
Yeah, you're supposed to finish that thing out.
They had the Tigers done. Like, I mean, they were scoring on the Tigers literally seemed like whenever they wanted to, and then the second half,
I know
it just totally fell apart. So yeah,
but they didn't. Yes, it was no matter how it happened. Huge day for Tiger Athletics.
Yeah.
Huge day for the Tigers. We'll find out more about the off-the-field stuff with Coxie especially coming up later on this morning with Ryan Silverfield's press availability. But for now, Tigers basking in the glow of victory. Mm-hmm. Up next, SEC. We had a bunch of winners.
Yep.
We had a
bunch of losers.
Quite a few losers as well, including one on the eastern side of the state. Up next, Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab-stuffed shrimp, hand-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse. Dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you are treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We saved big money with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the cash to take a family vacation.
To Hawaii.
Who's up for a luau?
Yay!
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough to go to Hawaii. They'll probably use it for things like the mortgage and groceries, or even a travel magazine, so at least they can see pictures of Hawaii.
Aloha!
Yes, say hello to those beautiful Hawaiian beaches in that magazine. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
All 75 months at 2.99, Mirage LHO 10129, G4 LHF 07863, Eclipse LZO 15893, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 mpg highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage, buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4, 41 mpg highway, $139 a month. month or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
As a pro, you've got what it takes to do your job. But for some jobs, it's good to know you can rent what it takes from the Home Depot, like pro-grade tools and large equipment. Everything from skid steer loaders and concrete saws to paint sprayers. The kind of gear you need when you need it, only when you need it. And when you're done, just bring it back. For the pro-grade tools you need to finish the job, start with a click on homedepot.com/rent. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have a road opening northbound and southbound on Front Street at the Renaissance Convention Center. The Front Street has been opened up by the Renaissance Convention Center. Both lanes are open. Also, we're dealing with a car on the right shoulder that is blocked on I-240 eastbound after Walnut Grove before I-240. That's a car on the right shoulder on I-240 eastbound after Walnut Grove before I-240. And as your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Going a little 70s soul today.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorites. You know who this is?
No, tell me who is it?
No comment. Oh, come on. No, not even going to comment on that. Welcome back to the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Sam with you. Sports 56 Mornings. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5. Texter says, fellas, what's good? We back. How goes it, fam? It's good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Texter says, given the way UCF played, kicker can't be getting much work. No, that's a fairly good point. It's boy, oh boy,
rough on him, man.
Poor guy. Texter says, I would like to know what happened to DeMonte Coxie. Maybe Jarvo knows. Jarvo knows everything. I don't know. Jarvo, it just matters whether Jarvo wants to talk about it or not. He knows everything. Jarvo knows everything. I assume we'll find out more about the Coxie situation today. There are certainly rumors. Yeah. I'll put it that way.
But yeah, that UCF kicker looked like he kind of wanted to smoke though, bro. He might have had some hands to distribute out there.
I would have liked to see if he had some hands to distribute. I'm not so sure that he did. I don't. That feels like he had a lot of talking, but maybe not a lot backing it up. In general, if there's a fight between a kicker and a position player, I'm going to pick the player.
Yeah, I'm going to pick.
In general, there are some notable exceptions.
Yeah.
Your Janikowskis of the world and all that, but but by and large, I'm taking the position player.
And what's the guy that was a punter? He was a punter for the Colts, I believe, and now he's
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee. McAfee might got that work. He just had a match with Adam Cole not too long ago.
Yeah, there's some of those, and there's some of those rugby kickers. There's some of the rugby kickers that came from those.
Yeah, if you have a rugby background, you might have wanted. Yeah, they might have the hands.
Nobody don't. Yeah. They have no problem with that. But other than that, your kickers that came from some school or whatever, let's have some name Dansby Bennett the fourth or something.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, speaking of Bennett the fourth, Stetson Bennett the fourth, Georgia quarterback. It was tough day at the office.
Hard times.
Hard times.
Alabama man's liver quiver. Understand? Kabuki style. It was rough. It was rough, man. It was not a good night.
Yeah.
For Georgia. It looked okay. It was kind of reminiscent actually of Tennessee Georgia from the week prior, where first half you look like you're okay, everything's cool, and the second half just the floodgates opened up. Alabama stifled Georgia completely in the second half. There was no contest. 41-24 final. Mac Jones 417 yards for Alabama, passing 4 touchdowns, and interestingly enough, Mac Jones already, not even halfway through this season, has 3 400-yard passing performances. Tua, in his whole career, only had 3 400-yard passing performances for Alabama. And Alabama only has 8 400-yard passing performances in the history of the school. And Mac Jones, who? Mac Jones has 3 of them. This dude is, you could say what you want about how he got the job, and he's not Tua, he's not this. The man throws a phenomenal deep ball, and he's got some insane weapons. Jalen Waddle is a freak. Devontae Smith is fantastic. That Alabama offense, if they can just play a little bit of defense, and they showed in the second half against Georgia that they could. It was all over. As soon as Stetson Bennett threw a ball that was tipped and picked off near the end zone early in the second half of that game, and that was pretty much it at that point. Alabama, the floodgates opened up.
Yeah.
Alabama looks good.
Yeah, we had talked about this game all week last week, what we're going to do about this asterisk and whether Coach Saban can't coach. And I'm pretty confident that even if Coach Saban wasn't on the sideline, he probably would have ran over Georgia on Saturday. Of course, Nick Saban was diagnosed with COVID-19 on Wednesday.
Well, he tested positive.
He tested positive.
He wasn't diagnosed
because he was asymptomatic, so he tested positive. You're right. So he had a positive test on Thursday, Friday, and also Saturday morning. He was able to get out there and do his thing. And like you said, there was no asterisk needed as Alabama pretty much ran over Georgia on Saturday.
Now, how would you feel if you are that side judge that's near Saban, and look, he tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, I hear you.
He tested positive for COVID, like on Wednesday, but then the next 3 tests, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, were all negative. So they deemed it a false positive under SEC ruling. That's how they rule it. So that's why he was allowed to play. So I know he was asymptomatic. I know all that. Yet my man, he removes his mask and proceeds to yell at the side judge like inches from his face. Now, how would you feel about that, knowing that this man had tested positive, just days? I know it was, negative or whatever, but I saw that and I couldn't help but feel sorry for the side judge who's out here just trying to do his job, and Saban is just giving him hell while potentially spewing out COVID particles right at him.
I'm throwing a flag on his ass. I'm in the face with a flag. Like, nah, Chief, you got to. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
We would have a little chat before the game. And look, I know you're gonna get mad. I know you like to yell at us. If you come within 2 feet of me, I'll even give you a little bit. 2 feet, and you start to yell, I'm gonna throw a flag.
I'm throwing you out the game.
I'm just gonna run the other direction.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you that. I'm not getting. No, we're staying socially distanced. You can yell. I know you're loud voice. There's not that many fans here. You can yell at me from 6 feet away. You can yell at me from 12 feet away.
Yeah. I definitely would have been feeling the way to see him doing all that, barking and all those type of things. Like, I understand. Hey, I understand you had the quote-unquote false positive and you had 3 negative tests. But, hey, things happen. You're one of the most powerful coaches in college football history. Ain't no telling who might have been cooking up the books for you or whatever just to get you on the sidelines. No, we gonna keep it copacetic. You need to put you a mask on.
No, we can't be doing that.
It kind of takes you back to you remember we were talking about Fred Hoiberg when he was sick on the sideline, and his assistant coach was spitting his assistant coach spitting his hand, was wiping his like he just made some his homemade hand sanitizer.
Just like please God, keep me safe.
Get me away from this.
Just get me away from this man. This is too much.
Yeah, man.
We talked about going into the weekend how important it was for Tennessee to make a statement to back up what happened against Georgia. Because they had that rough second half, kind of like Georgia had against Alabama. Tennessee had it against Georgia, where everything was okay going into halftime, and then everything just collapsed. It was a disaster. in the second half. And you thought, okay, well, Tennessee's got a chance to back this thing up. They were about a touchdown favorite at home against Kentucky, a team that they have routinely beaten pretty much anytime. With the exception here and there, Tennessee has had the dominance over Kentucky, historically speaking. And so it was quite a surprise when within about, 30, 45 minutes into the game, Jarrett Guarantano's already thrown 2 pick sixes, and Tennessee's down 17-0 and outgaining Kentucky like 207 to like 75, and is down 17-0. And Tennessee never ever looked back. 34-7, the loss. Once again, it was a weird game for Kentucky's second straight week where they've. If you look at the box score alone, you look at the stats, you think, how did this team win? They basically had the same number of yards as Tennessee, 294, 287. Only threw for 107 yards. Last week they threw for like 75 yards, and they beat Mississippi State. It's fascinating the turnover luck that they have had / created. They created 6 interceptions against Mississippi State, 3 against Tennessee, including 2 pick sixes. And JT Shrout comes in the game for Jarrett Guarantano, and then Guarantano comes back in, similar to what happened last year. Saying for a team that was trying to make a statement, Tennessee did make a statement, all right. It made a statement about how far they still have to go and how bad the quarterback situation really is.
But these are your boys, Peter. That's the question I was going to ask. As a Tennessee Vols fan, how are you feeling about your Vols on today?
Well, right out of the gate, I can tell you that last night word came out that defensive line coach Jimmy Brumball has been fired from Tennessee after 4 games. Co-defensive coordinator and D-line coach is fired. He's out after just 4 games. So that tells you a little something about where things are for Tennessee. If you're firing coaches at this point in the season, then things are not going great, and things are definitely not going great for Tennessee. This quarterback situation, is at this point embarrassing.
Yeah.
And there's really no
the
other
guy
way
in the
to
middle of the game. I mean, what do you I guess,
No, I'm fine with him pulling. I'm fine with that. Pull him and don't put him back in, though. He's done. This is the same thing that happened last year. They pulled him last year, and rightly so, and then sort of put Brian Maurer in. Maurer's had concussion issues and hasn't really had much of a camp, so they couldn't put him in. They put in JT Shrout, who's whatever, not that great. It's just time to be done with it, okay? It's time to be done with this guy. It's time to be done with Jarrett Guarantano. It's time. It's over. He has shown time and time again that he's not good enough. If you watch on one of the pick sixes, you could see that basically no one even runs. No one's really even chasing down the defender. They don't seem to have any kind of faith in him. They just don't have any kind of. I mean, there's really nothing else that can be done at this point. And as far as I'm concerned, like he shouldn't come back.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to come back. He doesn't need to be back in the mix. He doesn't need to be back in the game. He doesn't need to be back anywhere else. He's a 6-year senior. He's had plenty of opportunities. I realize that he's come back. They had this, the freshman kid Harrison Bailey, who was put in at the end of the game. As far as I'm concerned, I realize that there's a certain expectation that Tennessee had to be good this year and blah 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 whatever. And you put in Harrison Bailey as a true freshman, and he's a highly touted kid, but if you put him in, obviously that's going to change the trajectory of your season a little bit. I don't care. Guarantano's had more than enough opportunities, and it's obvious that the team does not believe in him, and he cannot, for whatever reason, make decisions quick enough and good enough to be able to keep things going. He a lot of the sacks that he takes, sometimes the offensive line doesn't help him, but sometimes he holds it too long, doesn't make good decisions with the football. It's over, man. And I just, if Tennessee fans see him, suit up, and I guess maybe out of necessity coming up against Alabama this week, maybe he's got to roll out there. I don't know, but I know, speaking for myself, as soon as I see him come out there, my heart just immediately sinks. Just now, this dude's not good enough.
But do you think that making a change, if they made it a permanent change, do you think it can really affect the outcome or the trajectory of the whole season? I mean, do you think it's even worth, You know, because what are you
Yeah,
saying
I
to
think
the
it's worth
team?
it because this guy's done. He's done. Forget it's over.
I got you.
What is it saying to the team when you keep trotting this dude out there?
Because then
When
you
he's
said, like,
making
he's throwing the pick six and the guys don't even try to make it stop. Yeah.
He's making back-breaking mistakes for your team over and over and over again. You go back to the Alabama game last year when he made just an absolutely critical error calling his own shot on a goal line situation when it wasn't the play that was called. You can't keep doing this. He's had plenty of opportunity. It's not like this is some freshman kid or what. No, this kid's been around for a
long time. He's a
and he's
redshirt
shown
senior,
what
right?
he is. Yes, he's shown what he is. He's been here forever. If he's not good enough now,
he ain't getting better by the end of the season.
He's not getting better.
Right. I definitely understand it.
And I just can't abide seeing him trot out there again and just make mistake after mistake. It's not only his fault. No one is blaming exclusively, but he is a very, very glaring indicator of major, major problems. And if you have a quarterback situation as bad as Tennessee's is right now, to me, you just push the reset button. You go with Harrison Bailey and be done with it. Just kid 6'5", live arm, whatever, man. Just give it a roll and let's. I realize that that's tough against Alabama. But Alabama's defense isn't quite what it was in years past, and you're only playing SEC games this year, so you put a kid in, he's gonna be up against the SEC team. Just do it. I'm sick of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to something you said. You were talking about when the defensive coordinator Jimmy Brumbaugh, when he got fired. I was looking into it, and when he was talking about, he was saying he was a former Kentucky assistant coach. I could just see, and of course they lost to Kentucky. I just see an image I just see an image of Coach Pruitt just coming in with his full face mask and pulling it off like Destro from G.I. Joe. just destroying the man for losing to Kentucky and being the defensive coordinator. But yeah, it seems like we both had high aspirations for Kentucky a few weeks ago. I mean, for Tennessee a few weeks ago, but it just seems like they've really fallen off the rails, and this loss definitely didn't add to, anything positive.
Texter says, to Peter's point, 2016 USC started 1-3, then went ahead and pushed Sam Darnold into the starting lineup, won 9 in a row, and won the Rose Bowl. Worth the change. I'm not saying Harrison Bailey's is
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. But at this point, you know exactly what Jarrett Garantano is.
And you know what the season's going to look like if you keep him in there.
You know what it is. You know who he is. You know what it's going to be. And I think Tennessee fans, I can't speak for everybody, but I know just for myself watching, I'd rather see something totally different. And don't put him back in like they did last year, where they took him out for a while, and then Maurer kind of was whatever, and Shroud, and then they put him back in. No, once he's out, he's out. Just transfer. Whatever, go graduate early.
You want the man to transfer in the middle of the season?
Get in the middle of the season. That's fine.
Where's he going? Where you want him to go?
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
It's okay to be a bus driver. Like you don't need to make the spectacular plays.
It's the Canadian
football league.
It's the CFL playing games. Right. Can he do that?
The AAF is the AAF. Can we get him a Memphis Express jersey? Let's go.
The XFL coming back. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but I'm not sure he's XFL worthy. He's more. I think he's more an AAF type of guy. There were some better quarterbacks. There were some better performances, and a great story too. Just to our west. We'll talk about that when we return. Sports 56 Mornings.
Get happy with Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 3 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
It's back. The Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half-price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
When you're watching the Tigers play or whatever team you support, you always look for the end result, the winning score. And when you're thinking of selling your home, the ultimate goal line is the closing table. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Getting your home sold for what you want and when you want it makes everyone happy. You should talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers when you're thinking of selling your home, and make sure I'm one of them, especially if you want results. Most people have heard that when you want the job done, you need to call Shell Dunn. Call or email me today and find out about my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. You can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Shell Dunn Rosengarten. Call today at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. And go Tigers!
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
Brian Smith, we love the one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis.
Thanks, Stats. The fall months are always the best time to shop for both new and pre-owned cars. We're right in the middle of model year end change. The 2020s have got to go to make room for the new 2021 models, and we continue to trade for the best pre-owned cars in the city, all makes and models.
Service is one of y'all's hallmarks.
Our award-winning service department is adhering to all socially distanced safety precautions.
You can experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I gave my heart and soul to you, girl. Didn't I do it, baby?
Delphonics. Little 70s soul.
Proud of you, Peter. It's a great playlist.
I appreciate that. It's one of my favorite genres. I listen. This is consistently bumping in my ride.
Yeah.
When I'm outside on my patio.
Got you, brother.
We're in the Family Leisure Studios, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Reminder: go get you that Sports 56 mask while supplies last. Go out there and enjoy it. Also, check out the great spa sale, which is going on right now. It is going to blow your mind. All those deals that are going on in the spas. It is spectacular. Go see them. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Reminder: going to have a little rain coming up. Although those of you that are in the northern part of our listening area, you probably already have a fair bit of rain, and more is coming. For the rest of you, some rain perhaps later on this morning. Just go ahead and throw the rain gear in the car, umbrella, whatever, just to be sure, because it may happen for you in coming up today as well. We obviously have a bunch more to get to throughout the show. We're going to continue to talk about the University of Memphis in a huge win over UCF. We're going to talk more SEC in general. World Series is set. We'll talk about that. Some NBA news over the weekend, too. But how about them Hogs, Anthony Same? You want to call the Hogs for us?
No, because calling the Hogs means a little something different where I come from. So.
Pig! Got to call them Hogs, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
Thank you, Sam Pittman. Thank you, Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman, Coach of the Year. Hey, Zach, you think Sam Pittman's Coach of the Year right now? Zach, hit the thing. You gotta hit the drop. Where's the drop?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yeah, I thought you heard it.
Come on, Zach.
I didn't. Come on, Zach. All right, so Sam Pittman and the Hogs. My goodness, what a performance against a very stout Ole Miss offense. Made them look very ordinary throughout most of this game, and got a little bit dicey in the second half. But a pick six late sealed the deal. Matt Corral, 6 interceptions, and that backbreaking pick six was the one that finished the job. But I mean, this Arkansas team, an absolutely incredible comeback from they were miserable. Anthony saying you realize that was Arkansas's first SEC home win since 2016.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
That's a long time not to have a home win in conference.
Yeah.
And they're an SEC team. It's not like they're an AAC team. They play a lot of SEC teams.
Yep. Like you said, they started off 0-2. They're now 2-2.
Unbelievable.
Beat 2 Mississippi teams in a row.
They should be 3-1. They're this ridiculous. The Auburn game in Auburn. It's a whole different story there. But they should have won that game. They got absolutely jobbed out of the end of that game by the officials. They should, without question, be 3-1. Coach of the Year, man. What an unbelievable job Sam Pittman
he's turning around
to these Hogs.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unreal.
It's a lot of season left, but he's definitely got Arkansas looking a lot better than we all thought. Shout out to your boy Matt Corral, those six big interceptions on the night. That's kind of hard to do too, man. Kind of hard to throw 6 of them, boy.
Well, you say that, but it happened last year. I mean, Mississippi State threw 6 as a team last week against Kentucky. I mean, it apparently happens more often than not in the SEC. The SEC's had quite 25% of the games played in the SEC have had at least one pick six in them already. So there's been plenty of defensive activity. But, man, Arkansas, I just cannot get over the difference in the team. And, Felipe Franks has been solid at the quarterback position for them. And, they've got enough of a running game to be able to hang in there. Treylon Burks, what an outrageous catch he had in this game towards the end of the first half got 1 foot, just a little tippy toe in, incredible touchdown catch. 11 catches, 137 yards for him in the game. And this team's for real, man.
Yeah.
This team is absolutely for real. They're playing extremely hard. And Sam Pittman, after everyone kind of said, well, I don't know, line coach from Georgia, nobody wanted the job. Mike Norvell didn't want this job. He could have said, it could have been his job. His family, he's got our family out there in Fort Smith, and he went to UCA. He could have been part of that. Didn't want that.
Might
challenge.
have been a better fit.
Didn't want that challenge.
Yeah, it might have been a better fit for Coach Norvell. Although
Norvell had a big weekend,
big weekend.
But man, kudos to him, and kudos to the Hog fans out there who are. I know my wife is an Arkansas fan, long-suffering Arkansas fan. I know a lot of long-suffering Arkansas fans out there. I know a lot of our listeners out there just on the other side of the Mississippi are joyous right now. And you can see in the crowd, just like it's been a long time since they've seen an SEC victory in person. So shout out Arkansas. Man.
Yeah. That game wasn't nearly as close as the game wasn't nearly as close as the score. Arkansas was on them early, and they were down 20. Arkansas was up 20-0 in the first half, yeah, it was just total rap by Arkansas. Shout out to him.
Is that a preview of Coach Speak?
Yes.
Shout out to you.
Coach Speak,
yes, it is.
Coming your way in hour number 2 of the program. Up next, back into Memphis, UCF, and a look at the World Series, too. Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is getting up to use the bathroom at the stadium.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, sorry. Excuse me? Mind if I just squeeze by here?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hulu has live sports, which means you can watch football on Hulu Plus Live TV. That's right, from the biggest games to your favorite players like Baker Mayfield. Catch the action live on Hulu. Plus, get access to over 65 live channels and the largest streaming TV library, including exclusive originals and the hottest shows and movies. Start your free trial today so you don't miss a moment. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are rocking at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on Covington Pike. And guess who's got #1 ranked brand in initial quality and driver appeal among mass market brands? We Gossett! 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS top safety pick. $21,560 or $275 a month. Or get muscle with 2020 Dodge Challenger XST with best in-class cargo volume. $24,348 or $314 a month. Plus get rammed up in a 2020 Ram 1500 Classic Crew Cab 4x2. We Gossett at $388 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Ranked by J.D. Powers IQS and Appeal Studies, all 75 months at 4.11 APR, 3,500 down, must finance through Chrysler Cherokee, LD 643160, MSRP 28,190, Challenger LHS 214,740, MSRP 31,180, Ram LG 293,29, MSRP 37,855, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Both northbound and southbound lanes on Front Street are open at the Renaissance Convention Center. That's Front Street at the Renaissance Convention Center. The lanes are open. Also, we're dealing with the right shoulder blocked on I-240 eastbound after Walnut Grove before I-240. That's I-240 eastbound after Walnut Grove before I-240. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
1 month ago today, I was happy as a lark. But now, I go for walks.
Shot lights.
To the movies, maybe to the park.
Hour number 2 is here.
I have a seat on the same old bench
in the Family Leisure Studios on a kind of cloudy Monday morning. Rain's coming.
But for me,
most of you will get some today. Many of you are already getting some. So throw that rain gear in the car if you're taking the kids to school. Fall break over, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Back to school. Get your little behinds back to school. Come on.
Log on.
Log on. Peter Edmiston, Anthony Sane with you. Zach Boyd running the show here in the Family Leisure Studios. Hour number 2 is here on a day where we are talking a lot of college football and, of course, most notably over the weekend. We've already discussed it a little bit for those that missed it in hour number 1. You could feel free to check that podcast. But we talk Tigers and UCF, and what a spectacular performance that was from the offensive side of the ball. And Brady White, I tell you what, for a guy who was booed at one point, a guy that has just had a lot to prove, and I'd prove a lot to a lot of folks. That was a spectacular performance. Nearly 500 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, as the Tigers got a crucial victory, something that has eluded them since 1990 against UCF, 50-49. Causing almost an actual fight to break out on the UCF sideline after their kicker missed a potential game-winning kick and then wanted smoke with everybody on the sidelines. It's always extra satisfying when your win can cause a complete meltdown on your opponent's sideline.
You talked about Brady White earlier. Why do you think he doesn't get the fanfare that guys like Paxton Lynch and even guys like Riley Ferguson got in years past? He literally, there's so much hatred and people talking about he's not good, and like what more does he need to do to kind of win over fans? There's still people who talk about he's not good. Like, I mean,
I don't think he needs to do anything more, honestly. Like, I mean, I think he's if you don't believe in Brady White now, you're never going to believe in him. He's done everything that he can do. I think the thing was he doesn't have a big arm. That when you do like Paxton Lynch is tall, big prototype quarterback, has a cannon arm, all that stuff. Brady White does not have a great arm. Struggled to throw the deep ball for a long time. Was accident prone a little bit early in his career. Was more of considered a quote unquote game manager, which people, especially with a up tempo offense, that's it makes it a little bit tough if you're just constantly sort of dinking and dunking and you don't have the threat. But he's developed that. He's developed the deep threat. He throws a good deep ball now. He makes really good decisions. So I think some people still have that early perception of what he used to be,
right,
and haven't replaced it with the guy that's out here now.
The biggest wins in Tiger history, Brady White was the quarterback. I mean, the trip to the Cotton Bowl season, this win against UCF. It was Brady White. You know what I mean? Those other guys were great, but, there was a lot of disappointment, a lot of coming up short from those guys in big moments. So, man, props to Brady White, man. I really don't get it. I don't get why he's not heralded as being a much better quarterback in the eyes of a lot of fans here. There's still a lot of weird takes when it comes down to him.
Well, it was he's now engineered the largest comeback in Memphis history. He's now engineered the first win over UCF in 20 some odd years. Broke the 13-game losing streak. I mean, there's another example of what he's done. So you could throw that on the list, and the Tigers have a great chance to go ahead and win the conference altogether. It's if you look at the difference between what the Tigers have done. And you're seeing like UCF is a good example. They've moved on from coaches, and they've kind of brought in the Scott Frost moves on, and Josh Heupel comes. You have, it's difficult to keep everything rolling at the absolute top level when you have these replacements. And Ryan Silverfield, thus far at least, has done a really nice job of continuing to push and keep the momentum moving in the right direction. Recruiting has been excellent. Results on the field thus far have been good. The performances have been good. And again, even with the kind of uncertainty about DeMonte Coxey, and you saw kids step up like Calvin Austin III, Taj Washington, Ivory step. I mean, these are it's an example of the depth of your program and your ability as a coaching staff to push guys into the fore and up their role and get them going. So, I give him a lot of credit for what's happening here. And as you're seeing around the country, it's not easy to step into a new role and do what he's doing.
No, not easy at all. And we probably would have a different conversation if things had broken a little different. But they broke the way they did, and Coach Silverfield, is part of their comeback. He's part of the Tigers getting back in this game and closing it out, and just that next man up mentality. Like you said, you got guys like Coxey gone. You got guys who didn't even play at all this season who went to the NFL and who went trying to go to the NFL. And, props to Coach Silverfield, man. He's really holding it together and trying his best with what he's got left over on this team.
Well, I mean, this is the difficulty thing. I mean, he's got a group that buys in. Everybody seems to buy in. Everybody seems to believe. And even on the defensive side, as we mentioned, I mean, it's not when you give up 798 yards offense, they had 435, I think, at the half. I mean, some insane number. You're not going to give a lot of defensive game balls for that kind of a performance, but they did have key stops late in the game to give the opportunity, that 3-and-out late, which gave the Tigers a chance to take the lead in the game. It was not, I would not say it's good defense, but it was timely defense, and that's something. There's definitely room for improvement there, but I do think that's at least a sign of more progress. It's a big deal, and so kudos to Mike Norvell. I mean, kudos to Ryan Silverfield, and in jumping in for Mike Norvell and doing what he did, and kudos to Mike Norvell too. As we mentioned, he needed a big win, and got one against a top 5 North Carolina team.
Almost got away from him, but they hung on.
Yeah, he was up big and got a little leaking oil late in that game, but they managed to get back to the garage. Okay, boy, I mean, you're talking about desperately needing a win. They desperately needed a win right there, and he's faced a lot of haters.
Yeah,
and understandably so, because when they're down 2 touchdowns in the first half to Jacksonville State after having been throttled, beaten by Georgia Tech, who lost by 1 million to Clemson, and then throttled by Miami, and then down 2 touchdowns to Jacksonville State at home, you think, okay, well, how much worse can this get? He needed this one. He needed this one big time. Yeah. So tip of the cap to Mike Norvell.
Yeah, man, he's had a tough year. He's overcame disappointing start to the season. Had just a small case of Rona thrown in between that, and then
a little bit, little mini
bout with Rona. Then he came out on top. He didn't have he wasn't able to coach the game from his bed either. Just like Nick Saban wasn't able to, but then he had this big win against North Carolina on Saturday. So yeah, shout out to Coach Norvell getting it together.
Well, he got it together. Shout out to him. Now, Elsewhere in the SEC, if you're like Auburn, we gotta have a talk, Auburn people. Let's huddle up. Gus Malzahn. Is it time? Is it time? Are we ready? Just
it might be time.
We ready to kind of part ways. We ready to move on. Auburn is 2-3. They should be 1-4. They I realize that they've had key wins, big moments, etc. But Bo Nix is not good. He's not playing well. He's playing worse than ever. They brings on Chad Morris, who it's been looking increasingly like Chad Morris at Arkansas was the problem, and now Chad Morris goes to Auburn, and Auburn becomes a problem. So I think Chad is we're starting to have some discussions about what's really going on with old Chad, because Chad Morris is the quarterback's coach, and Bo Nix looks awful. 24 of 47. 3 interceptions that were all converted by South Carolina into points. He had a 4th and 5 from the 12-yard line with the game on the line, and what did he do? He just sort of ran around for a while, got 3 yards, and time ran out. I don't know, man. I think it's time. I think it's time to start looking towards something else for Auburn. This is a desperately disappointing group, and I don't think they have much of a plan beyond this.
Yeah, it's tough, and you definitely hit the nail on the head as far as that. Should Auburn be better than this though? Is this who?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely they should. They got this is a very talented. This is a super talented team, but they've got just massive problems. And Nix is the biggest one of them all. He's such a wild card, and there was a piece in the Auburn Observer. Justin Ferguson wrote it. Talked about how away from the Plains in Auburn, Nix is rough. He's 51% passing, 5.7 yards per attempt, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions on the road. According to data from Sports Info Solutions, Nix's throws in road games were off target 44% of the time. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Quarterback, you want your throws off target 0% of the time would be ideal, but maybe 10% of the time. I don't know, 20% of the time. Not nearly 50% of the time. That makes it real hard for your receivers to do much right there. In terms of disappointment and SEC quarterbacks and all that stuff. I mean, like Matt Corral, for example, throws 6 picks, but like Corral's coming off of a really strong start to the season, making plays. Looked great in the Alabama game, even though Ole Miss didn't win. I don't think there's any need to freak out too much about Matt Corral throwing 6 picks. That's not ideal. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's any reason to freak out. We know Mississippi State's situation is just completely up in the air. I don't know. I mean, KJ Costa, I don't know. But Mississippi State, the expectations have come way down since that opener against LSU. So I'm not even that concerned about that. To me, it's Garantano and Bo Nix in terms of disappointment at quarterback. Like, which one is more disappointing? Boy, that's a tough question right now. But, to me, it's Garantano because he's had more time and he's been consistently disappointing. But Nix's performance especially was really it was troubling, to say the least. And I don't know whether you blame Chad Morris for coming in and putting his stink on the program. I'm not sure, but between those two, saying I'd be very concerned if I'm an Auburn fan watching this group.
Yeah, Bo Nix should be better than this. Like you said, Auburn should be better than this. Of course, anytime a ranked team loses to an unranked team, it's cause of concern. But with the way that Bo Nix looked in that game, it does kind of raise those antennas a little bit more. But yeah. It was a wild weekend in the SEC in general. So, but yeah, Bo Nix really stunk it up pretty bad against South Carolina.
It's ugly sort of performance. Now, kudos, I guess, to Texas A&M for beating Mississippi State. I don't think that's any great shakes at this point. Yeah. But they did manage to do it. Mississippi State. I mean, at least they scored touchdowns. It took them to the second half, but they did score some touchdowns. So, shout out, props, good job. Will Rogers looked better than KJ Costello, I guess. So that's something. I don't know, man. It's the high from Mississippi State starting the year by beating LSU at LSU, the way they did it, to this. I just cannot remember a more devastating thud within a month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a month, and they just, from the penthouse to the outhouse.
Do you think that what do you think as far as Mississippi State? Is their season disappointing you or what? They've been pretty bad.
Oh my lord, yeah. I mean, it's at this point, yeah. I mean, the way it's happened is disappointing.
Did you see the protesters though? Did you see the protesters that were escorted out the field? The PETA protesters that was escorted out the field before the game. Yeah, it's wild stuff going on at the Mississippi State game. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You got to get out there. I love that. You got to make your voice heard.
Yeah, man.
Get out there.
Shout out to Tom 3. We forgot about that too.
Run around. Speaking of make your voice heard, 360-8255. We got to talk to our good friend.
Yeah.
Jarbo! Jarbo!
What up, man? What up?
Jarbo, live from Greer Manor, where the birds are always chirping.
The birds are still chirping, by the way.
Yes, of course they
are.
Say
everything's good. Everything's good. Everything I read.
Jarbo, congratulations. Were you shouting out our show when you said that Calvin Austin was running so fast that he was running to go get some chicken at Dodge's on Elvis Presley?
No, that was Colin Watkins. The wrong name.
Yeah, it was Watkins. Yeah. I had it.
There. He was in the Haven. He was in his habitat. He was looking for that. Well, you know what they sell at Dodge's store. No, sorry, I'm feeding this dog here. Everybody knows about Dodge's on Elvis Presley, man.
So you said I had the call wrong. It wasn't Austin. It was Watkins that made the play.
Yeah, Colin Watkins.
Oh, okay.
He's down there in the Haven, man. He's headed toward the Haven.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Colin Watkins. Yeah, I mean, he is a White Haven kid.
Okay, it makes a whole lot more
sense.
Come on,
have a little more. Have some respect for Jarbo's call.
Have some respect, baby. Respect the Haven.
Respect the Haven. Out here, if you don't respect the Haven, you got a friend who's going.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you respect the Haven.
King Contar Mac.
The White Haven champion of the world. Can come after you.
Exactly.
Jarbo, what a fun game.
After that.
I bet you were
exhausted after that.
I bet you were. What a fun game for the Tigers, man. Oh, incredible!
Yeah,
what a fun game.
Defense, that's like going, to that school there in the corner there to get your GED. That was good enough defense. Like a good enough diploma. That's a good enough defense.
Hey, you know what? Good enough. We'll get you a win. That's all that matters. And I want to say big credit to my guy Calvin Austin. I called all those games at Harding. I love watching that kid play. He's awesome.
Has he progressed or what?
Oh,
he is. It's not that he could always run routes. He could always, get himself in position, but they wanted him to be more secure at catching the football, more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to make a tough catch. Sometimes, you have to do what you have to do. And, him coming out of he played football at Harding, but he was also a track guy. And, you don't get to be that physical all the time. And so, he's a little dude, but he's fast as heck, and he's shown that he can, face up with the physicality of these defensive backs out there.
Well, in high school, watch him in high school. He was physical when he needed to be. I mean, I would say, I wouldn't call him a physical, specimen or anything like that. He did have a few plays where he definitely showed some physicality, but the thing was, it was almost like, and Jarvo, you understand this because I know you were an honor student. When you're so much
I was honored to be
ahead
student,
of the,
that's right.
when you're ahead of the curve, like in math class, if you're so ahead of the curve, sometimes it's hard to create a test where it's an actual challenge. That was Calvin. A lot of times in these games, he was so much faster than everybody else that you just see Harding kind of throw the ball in his general direction and just send him out on a go route or something like that, and he just he had no need to really be that physical because no one was really near him, and so he had to kind of learn that. But to watch him learn that, to see the other kids, Washington, Ivory, those kids step up, And because I don't know, it certainly is ominous, and I don't know that we're going to see much of DeMonte Coxey this year. It certainly doesn't seem that way. So those kids stepping up is a good sign for the Tigers and for Ryan Silverfield.
Yes, it is. As far as Coxey is concerned, I think Silverfield's supposed to put a bow on that situation today at his weekly Zoom, Monday Zoom. And there have been all kind of rumors going through the week. He spoke at he met the reporters at the Zoom on Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
So it's not like this has been something that some people say, well, maybe he had some family problems back home. I'm not going to speculate as far as what his situation exactly was, and if he leaves because of COVID, that's his right. He's got a chance at the next level to do some damage or to catch on with a team, even get drafted. So, Memphis has a pretty good history now putting guys in the league. So, if that was his decision, do it that way, because there's some scary stuff out here now. Even when these big name coaches start getting this stuff. But I'm so proud of Javon Ivory for. It's like, you get the word and probably like Thursday, okay, you're it. You were the number 2 and
Jump in.
Had caught one ball this year. That's it. Now you got to go out there and show out against, your old nemesis in UCF. And he made them pay. He had several huge catches in that game. Of course, Brady White throwing dimes out there. Shout out to Brady White. I mean, I don't even want to hear about any of this. All kids are going to make mistakes here and there, and every now and then he might make one, on a wrong call, or he might get hit and fumble. His biggest deal has not been, interceptions, because he doesn't throw that many. It's that sometimes because he doesn't have the biggest hands in the world, if he gets hit just right, he might put the ball on the ground, and that's a tough thing. But they do a pretty good job of protecting him. His pocket presence, as you've seen, has gotten a lot better than it was at the beginning. He knows how to get out of dodge now and get to that first down marker if he has to. But his main deal is that computer's working up there when he's at the line of scrimmage. He's checking off what he needs to check off, and he's got the power to change plays. And, most of the time he makes the right decision. So he's getting it done. You don't go to the Cotton Bowl and throw for 454 yards like he did against Penn State, and then come back with the biggest those are the biggest numbers in Tiger history, 484 yards passing. Paxton didn't do that. Riley Ferguson didn't
6
do
touchdowns,
that. They were really
no
good college
picks.
quarterback.
Yeah, no picks.
Yeah,
and
no
you
picks.
exercise a demon that's been around since 1990. Not a bad day at the office. Jarvo, not a bad day at the office for you, my friend. Always good to hear from you. Tell your
I'm glad
wife
y'all have fun with the broadcast.
man.
We love hearing it. Keep the shout outs coming. We appreciate that.
So I got to pick out another Memphis iconic place for somebody to go to next time. Maybe Jerry's.
Yeah, it was a great call, man.
Out there.
It was just a pure, authentic, organic Memphis call, man.
That's a Memphis call, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
Jarvo!
appreciate it,
All
right, brother.
Appreciate
Y'all have
it.
fun.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. That's our friend, Jarvo!
Oh, yeah.
Who's I always appreciate it when Jarvo checks in. Checking in, World Series style. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
We continue. Sports 56 Mornings. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Sports Time with Wallow and Stacks. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
Progressive Motorcycle presents
Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half Man, Half Motorcycle.
If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal. Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place, instantaneously. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/am. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/am. netsuite.com/am.
Even in times like these, special occasions happen. And when an occasion calls for special, it calls for 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. From the spectacular 36-ounce porterhouse paired with a Ferrari Carano Cabernet, to the jumbo lump crab cakes, to the raw bar with oysters fresh off the boat from the Gulf and the East Coast, there is simply no finer dining experience in Memphis than 117 Prime in the heart of downtown. These are complicated times, but if you want simply the best, you want 117 Prime.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't. And thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
All 75 months at 2.99, Mirage LHO 10129, G4 LHF 07863, Eclipse LZO 15893, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 MPG highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage, buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4, 41 MPG highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Sports 56 traffic.
Nothing new to report on the roadways. Just keep 2 hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Since I met you, I've begun to feel so strange. Every time I speak your name, that's funny. You say that you are so helpless too.
Yeah, man.
Don't know what to do.
Welcome back. In the Family Leisure Studios, we're celebrating 70s soul, man. Spinners. Love them. Pete and Same with you. Zach spinning the hits. 8:30. on a kind of a rainy, cloudy sort of Monday. High near 80. Going to have some rain throughout the day. Going to be a little nicer rest of the week, although a little warm on the warm side compared to last couple of weeks. Highs will be in the 80s for much of the week, and then we'll hit a little cool snap. By the time the weekend rolls back around, we start to get closer and closer to Halloween. We have one of the things that is actually the time in the area where it's supposed to be. It's been a weird season, but we are in October, and it is World Series time, and we do have a World Series. That's with the fact that like there's the Masters is coming up soon, like U.S. Open. We got weird. Everything's in a weird. Sports calendar's been all shifted around. It is nice to have like a World Series like in October when you're supposed to, although it does not contain the Atlanta Braves. Whoo, man. What's with Atlanta?
Yeah, that was tough, man, because we were talking about Atlanta being in the World Series all week. They were up. I think they were up 2-0, right? They were up 2-0 in this series? Yeah, they were up 2-0 in the Dodgers did. We talked
3-1.
About,
they were up 3-1.
Yeah, they were up 3-1. And we talked about how the Dodgers were looking like they were a disappointment. They were a team who was favored to, go. They had the best record in the league the whole season. And we were talking about the Dodgers looking like they were going to be a disappointment. And the Dodgers started looking like the Dodgers again. Like I said, they were back against the wall. I think weren't they down 3-1 when we left here Friday? And then when we come back and they won the next three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So shout out to the Dodgers, man. You got to give them their credit. Being here in Memphis, Atlanta's close. One of those teams is close to the city, so there's a lot of local rooting interest here. I talked to a couple of Braves fans over the weekend who were excited about what the Braves were doing, even though they lost. They had just lost the game before. They were thinking the Braves were gonna close out in Game 6, and they definitely didn't. And the Dodgers pulled out the win in Game 7 to close that series.
Well, they had their chances. There's no question they had their chances.
Yeah,
and
definitely did.
The base running in that fourth inning.
Yeah. And they got up 2-0. They were up 2-0 on them early in the game. So, yeah, they definitely had their chances.
I mean, the fourth inning's where they kill it. It just killed them. I mean, like, you get an opportunity like that, and they somehow end up, I don't know what Austin Riley was thinking. I don't know what. I mean, it just turned into a disaster. You got runners on second and third, nobody out, up 3-2 in the game. I mean, second and third, nobody out. Like you just feel like, what basically, if you don't get at least one run out of this, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You should really get a lot more.
They didn't get it done.
Especially in the postseason when you have scoring opportunities, you have got to take advantage of them. And not only do they not take advantage of it, they end up grounding into, because of the dumb base running decisions, 5-2, 5-6 double play, and Nick Markakis ends up on first base.
Yeah.
So you go from second and third with nobody out to runner on first and 2 outs. And nothing to show for it. I mean, brutal.
Yeah.
That kills you right there.
And then in the fifth inning, too, when Freeman had that near home run and Mookie Betts stole that from him, that was crucial as well.
Fantastic play. Yeah. It was. Mookie Betts is that's what you pay him for.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the
man.
He's a superstar. Plays like a superstar in that moment. He's not always done that in the series, but that was huge for them. And so now it's going to be the Dodgers and the Rays, get another stellar performance. Charlie Morton is incredible in closeout games and was again for the Rays in this one. So, yeah, we've got Dodgers and Rays. Dodgers and Rays, the World Series of Baseball.
Yeah, it's going to be probably going to be a good one. Tampa Bay, we joked about them.
You think it's going to be a good one?
Yeah, man, you got the Dodgers, best team in the league. The Rays.
You think it's going to be a good one?
Full of the Rays, full of the Holy Ghost. Got the devil out of their lives, man. And then, it's going to be it. Yeah, man. When do they crank everything up?
They crank it up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
But yeah, man.
I believe my schedule's wrong because it says the first pitch is at 11 o'clock p.m., which seems like
it seems a little.
I don't believe that's right. I think we
might want to off of prime time. They might want to get a.
Might want to take a look at. Might want to take a look at that. But Tampa Bay, huge credit to them for I mean, what a season they've had, and the whole their salary. I mean, they just don't spend any money, and they're still out there doing their thing, man. It's absolutely incredible. If you look at their payroll, they are 28th in the league in payroll, $28 million.
Yeah, when poverty goes right.
The Dodgers' payroll is $107 million.
Yeah.
$107 million. Clayton Kershaw's salary, Mookie Betts' salary, those two guys each make basically what the entire Rays team make.
Yeah.
Individually. I'm not saying combined. I'm saying individually. Each of them makes basically what the Rays team makes.
So do you think you see more teams trying to do what Tampa Bay does and play it on the cheap? Knowing it's not going to work.
Teams have always been trying to play on the cheap.
Right.
Well, I mean, we're thinking it's
just,
actually going to be a winning formula now.
I don't think so.
No. You have to have a very
Hey, I'm sure a lot of owners, hey, look, Tampa Bay did it, look.
They've been doing that for a while. I mean, the Royals had their season.
Yeah.
I mean, it does happen sometimes in baseball, but you have to have a great farm system. You have to have a great
you have to do it almost to
planning.
perfection.
Yeah.
You have to have.
It don't happen by accident. It's more than just being more just cheap payroll. You got to be very smart.
Generally, when you spend money, it works out for you. Generally, not always, but generally. So no, don't start getting any ideas. Everybody else about being cheap and all that stuff. Don't start thinking about any of that stuff. It's it is not gonna work like that. So, but that is the World Series. It starts coming up tomorrow, so you're going to want to check that out. Also, as I do, that sports betting is almost here. We're just basically a couple of weeks away. FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Just like I've gotten started, you can do the same thing. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you $50 in free bets just for signing up. That's right, $50 in free site credit to register and verify early. No deposit required. Remember, all you got to do, this is what I did. So you go to any of your app stores out there, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It is simple, it's easy, and you will look through and you say, man, everything's out there. Biggest sports, all the odds I need, everything I want, all the lines I'm looking for. When you start searching through, and like I said, you fire it up. Let me tell you the first thing you do. Download the app, check it out. But when you sign up and register, use the promo code BIGHEAD. That would be this big dome right here. Big head. Because if you do that, they'll know I sent you, and they'll give you $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook goes live for sports betting, which is just around the corner. Again, promo code BIGHEAD to get your $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. Use it. I'm ready for it. You should be ready for it too. And you start off with a little 50 spot. That ain't too bad. It's super easy, and once you win, FanDuel will get you your cash in as little as 24 hours because it's the right thing to do. You're going to love it. It's super easy. Again, use promo code BIGHEAD to get $50 in site credit with the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. That is FanDuel Sportsbook. You will appreciate what they are able to do for you, and maybe make you a little extra something.
A little something on the side.
A little something on the side. You can't go wrong with a little something on the side. Also, quickly, wanted to give a kudos and just a take a bow. Doc Emrick. Doc Emrick, longtime NHL announcer, is retiring today. He just kind of all of a sudden decided that it was time. He's 74. He sounds fantastic. He's been fantastic for years. I think Doc Emrick, in terms of just overall quality and, who is the best at their job, I think it's hard to beat Doc Emrick. It's hard to beat what he's done. When you hear his voice, it's hockey. He does such a great job of keeping up with a really crazy sport that is hard to sometimes synthesize and bring down into like a play-by-play situation. He does a phenomenal job with it. Just an icon, a legend of broadcasting, and he's retiring. So wanted to give him praise and just say great job, man. What a career! What an absolutely spectacular career it was for him. So,
how old was he?
Well, he is 74. He's not dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's good. Good news. Good news that he's not dead.
Yeah, shout out to him not being deceased. Yeah,
His condition has been upgraded to alive.
Yeah, it's better to retire alive than dead. That's
correct. Correct. That's right. Yes. Yeah, he has the option to retire because he is not dead, and so he's chosen to take the option of
It's funny how one word could just change a whole. How was he? How old was he? And how old is he? Just changes the whole thing. Oh my God, did he die? Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
I just used the wrong word. Sorry.
He's good. You had me freaking out. He
was like, wait, let me go back and check my notes here. Yeah, but yeah.
Up next, the Titans make a little history yesterday.
Yep.
Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Doc, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacey and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Jim Gray from Westwood One here with a Monday Night Football preview. Coming up, the Arizona Cardinals are in Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Dallas will be without team leader Dak Prescott following a season-ending ankle injury last week. First-year head coach Mike McCarthy.
I feel terrible for him. He was having a tremendous year. He's made such an impression on me, and he's clearly the leader of this football team. And I have no doubt that he'll bounce back from this, and this will be part of his great story.
Backup Andy Dalton will take over under center for Dallas as they host Kyler Murray and the 3-2 Cardinals. Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner will have the call on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
O'Reilly. Ready for an oil change? O'Reilly Auto Parts has everything you need. Our professional parts people can suggest the best products for your car and budget, like 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and a MicroGuard filter, everyday low price, just $26.99. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Walgreens has always been there to help make your healthcare easier. From making sure you have the prescriptions you need to answering any questions you have about them. Now, the question is whether you have the right Medicare plan. And we're here to help make that easier too. Walgreens can save you money and peace of mind with copays as low as $0. Visit walgreens.com/Medicare today to see how. Walgreens. We make Medicare easy. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs when enrolled in a plan with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Are you shopping for a new watch, an engagement ring,
Any kind of jewelry at all? What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop, Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. Platinum Jewelers has a big selection of earrings, stockable rings, luxury watches, necklaces, bracelets, really whatever you need. They do custom jewelry and have 2 locations in the area. One is 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. So if you need anything jewelry related, go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Hey Tennessee, sports betting is almost here and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free site credit to register and verify early, no deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports in a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in. And unlike other sportsbooks, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code CASH so they know we sent you when you verify your account, and you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code CASH to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live.
21 plus in present Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call Redline 1-800-889-9789.
You get to choose at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today. Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $650 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275,992 MSRP $20,510. Soul L706 $3372 MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003199 MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
There's a spark of magic in your eye. Candyland appears each time you smile.
I tell you. Look at Zach. Zach's loving this. It's the stylistics, baby. Look at Zach. Look at that.
Let's see you, Zach.
Loving it. Loving it. We're back. Family Leisure Studios celebrating 70 Soul today. Stylistics with ya. Shout out to me for the playlist.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Good stuff for real, though. Good playlist. When I saw it yesterday, I was like, nah, I can't add or take away from that. We're gonna ride with it.
We just went through some of the stuff I got on my various playlists around the around the old
from the Time Life collection
phone and all that. That's right, hey, the Time Life collection is
my brother. Man, I like that play this, Peter. Why don't you send it to me? No, my brother.
No, my brother.
you got to make your own.
You got to get that for you. Oh man, yeah. This would be straight up on one of those. That could just be one CD worth right there. How about the Tennessee Titans? Now again, I'm not gonna. I feel bad, and I think people have already been somewhat critical of people praising the Titans because they've had such a weird and such bad COVID situation. Everyone's like, oh, you forgot about the COVID situation. I mean, you can't really I don't know what to tell you. You can't forget about the COVID situation necessarily. No one's forgetting about that. But you got to give them credit, man.
Yeah.
They've played out of their minds, and came back, looked to be dead And then Derrick Henry was unreal. Absolutely fantastic.
Whew.
Yeah.
Put a crown on him. He looks absurd. How big he is, and how fast he is, and how strong he is. Ryan Tannehill ties the game from the 4 seconds left, forcing overtime. Titans become the first team in NFL history to have a 350-yard passer and a 200-yard rusher in the same game.
That seems like that it has to have been someone else did that before.
I mean, individually they've done each one of those things, but to have them in the same game is unusual.
That's what I'm saying. Even that doesn't seem like 350 and 200. Well, 200-yard rushing game.
How many 200-yard rushers do you see in the NFL? There's not very many of those.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
And when it does, usually you don't have that paired with the passer because usually you're just kind of hammering the run game. So
yeah.
And even still, it looked like the Titans weren't going to be able to win the game, and yet they did. And Romeo Crennel going for two, up 36-29. You could see why he did it, but boy, it backfired on him. Because I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe the Titans would have gone if they kicked the extra point. Maybe the Titans still would have scored and made the 2-point conversion. But it just definitely it just felt like it gave the Titans a little extra oomph. I don't know. It's weird. You can't quantify something like that, but it just feels when you get that stop and you kind of okay, all right, it's only 7 points. Like it feels different. And I don't know. It kind of backfired on Romeo Crennel in that way.
And Titans fans, you can win with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback, guys.
So strange to see that, man.
That last drive, he was throwing the ball, and everybody. I know most Titans fans, they get on the edge because they don't know which Tannehill you're going to get. Mm-hmm. I honestly think these last 2 years for Tannehill, he's been playing he has been playing great football. Ever since he left from Adam Gase and from the Dolphins.
And it might be what you see is what you get at this point. Like, this might be who Ryan Tannehill is. He might be a quarterback that is actually good enough to take your team somewhere. And with the way Derrick Henry's playing, man, at the end of the day, football's a simple game. We talked about this last week. If you've got a good run game, you're the half of the battle's done, and you can be a good team with a high level running attack like the Titans have. And I know, like you said, we joked about the whole COVID-19 thing and how they've. It was looking like they weren't going to have a season and all, but they're 5-0. I had a friend on Facebook. He joked. He put out a post saying 5-0. Who's next? And I came in and I said COVID-19. I mean, but all jokes aside, Tennessee's for real, man. They're 5-0.
Yeah.
They've had rest. There wasn't natural rest that they've had, but they're 5-0 and they're looking to take on the Steelers next, man. And they're looking like a legit team. And with this test coming up next week, we'll see.
Well, a couple other things for this game too. Number one, Mike Vrabel pulled a little bit of a stunt late in the game as the Texans were driving. They were up 30-29, and Titans with only one timeout left. He appeared to intentionally, best I could tell, and there's some folks who kind of went back and looked at this, and it looked like it at the time. And I think definitely when you go back and rewatch it, for sure. Vrabel is he's a really smart guy. If you remember last year when he milked a minute 49 seconds off the clock by taking multiple offensive penalties late in the game in the playoffs, you also saw he's done this before, but he committed too many men on the field intentionally. There was just over 3 minutes left. You can't take penalties intentionally, but you can kind of do it sort of unintentionally right there. And so you could see him kind of send an extra man on the field. And so the Titans didn't want to waste their timeouts in that situation because they knew they were probably going to have to kind of go down the field. And so with 3:05 left as the clock is running, instead of on a 2nd and 1, instead of the Texans getting a first down, clock keeps running, they run another play. They run an extra man out on the field, clock stops. They get the first down, clock remains stopped for that next play, and they go on. All of a sudden, that saves you probably 40, 50 seconds, depending on how the referees would run it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could have been maybe even more than that. Maybe a minute and a half, depending on how long they wanted to milk that clock. That's the kind of like little stuff. You can say what you want about Vrabel and the COVID restrictions, but that little bit of detail there late in the game,
coaching, yep.
that buys you an extra timeout, keeps you, where you've got all three. And so when the Titans got the ball back, not only had they already stopped on the 2-point conversion, but they also had all their timeouts. They're good to go. They felt very relaxed, and Tannehill looked tremendous. Mm-hmm. Here's the second question: is Tannehill okay? I'll grant you.
Don't get carried away now.
Well, you say that, but Kyle Tucker of the Athletic writes, should he be the MVP? No one is saying he should be the favorite, writes Kyle, because Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers will have something to say about that. But after those four, who else belongs in the conversation?
Oh, maybe the running back that's on the same team as him. That's my.
I mean, yeah. Other than he mentions that unless it's Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
But Tannehill, 70% of his passes have been completed, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Titans are 5-0. He's had 15 starts since he jumped in for Mariota last year. He's thrown for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, with the Titans being 12-3. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was good, but I didn't realize he was that good until I looked at those numbers.
Yeah, he's that 12-3 since he's been the starter. That's the real deal. But I still think this team, the heart and soul of this team, the heartbeat of this team is Derrick Henry. I think they will go as far as Derrick Henry goes. Because
Derrick Henry says after the game, MVP, let's start the campaign right now. We ain't going to get too high, but MVP, I think he should be in that conversation definitely, says Derrick Henry about Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, of course. That's a good thing to say. But I think a lot of Tannehill's success comes from the way the teams are game planned against Derrick Henry. I mean, as teams try to take him out of the game, it puts that pressure on Tannehill. And to his credit, he's answering to that call. But I still think that Derrick Henry is more of an MVP candidate than them. But we know how these things go. They're typically going to give those things to the quarterback, and I get that as well. But but he's been good. I'm not going to act like he hadn't been the man, because he's definitely. He's silencing a lot of critics, just like we talked about Brady White earlier with the Tigers. It's kind of a same type of comparison. But yeah, man, shout out to Ryan Tannehill. Got that money, but he ain't acting funny.
Hour number 3, back to the Tigers UCF. An emotional weekend for Anthony Sane.
Yeah, man.
We'll discuss that. And we've started to see some of the new in the synopsis of. Space Jam 2, and
those type of things.
I got questions. I'll just say I got
right.
questions about that.
Can we talk about the Mandela theory? It involves
again.
There's another one. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Is that all you do? Is just look for Mandela?
Yeah,
effects?
man. The Mandela effects are out there, man.
You love that.
Yep.
All right, we'll do that. Hour number 3 on the way. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab stuffed shrimp, hand-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse. Dine in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
It's back, the Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half-price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action247 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at Action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to Action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at Action247.com. You got action.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Nothing new to report on the roadways. Just we have a road opening on Front Street, northbound and southbound on Front Street is open by the Renaissance Convention Center. Northbound and southbound on Front Street is open. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
You want something to ride down the street with? This is one right here. Roll down those windows.
Baby, let's cruise.
You know it.
From here.
This is one, Zach, you dropped the top on Big Bertha and just
with Miss Mildred sitting on the side.
That's with Miss Mildred. Oh, she go crazy on this.
You know she can't have all that. She can't have all the air blowing on her though, man. You don't like all that air.
Hour number 3 is here. It's going to be a rainy day today, so make sure you get the rain gear. It's been nice, a little warm, and it'll be nicer the rest of the week, but a little rain today. So just don't drop the top today. Don't even roll down those windows, but you're still going to crank up the Smokey Robinson. We're always going to be doing that now. It is It is hour number 3, and as we mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about the Tigers' victory over UCF. We've talked quite a bit about it. It was a really special performance, a special day at the Liberty Bowl. We're going to get into that. We're also going to get into an emotional weekend for Anthony.
Don't remind me.
A crazy weekend for I just saw this this morning. We're gonna have to talk about it. We got to talk about Space Jam 2. We got to talk about and then Cam Newton this morning is absolutely on one, and I gotta get into that a little bit. As I've run across some of his comments from today, and I cannot ignore them. So we're going to discuss that as well. If you want to get in, you can. 67129 on the First Bank text line, 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines. We're here in the Family Leisure Studios. Thrilled to be with you here on this Monday. Tigers victorious 50-49, even without DeMonte Coxey, who rumor has it that he's Ryan Silverfield said he's no longer with the program. May well be opting out of the season, but in his stead, Calvin Austin III stepped up. Taj Washington, Ivory stepped up as well. These were everyone kind of moved up a spot in the Tigers. A famous victory over UCF, a team that had just had the whammy on them for the last 20-plus years, since 1990. Tigers have not been able to get that victory. 13 straight losses. That's now in the books. It's over. And UCF, how you score or how you rack up 798 yards of offense and lose is quite remarkable. But they did it.
That's a tall task. The only UCF can
yards, 1,500 yards of offense between the two teams. AAC record. It was that kind of a game. And now the Tigers. I'm sure the focus will go to Coxey a little bit, but a potentially defining victory in a very important season for Ryan Silverfield.
Things we could have been looking at a much worse situation if the Tigers had lost. Like we said, we talked about Coach Silverfield, how he's been, he's that player's type of coach, and is working out in a good way. Even when the whole thing with COVID-19 came out, you saw how he came to his players' defense, even though there was, some, contradicting reports out there. Coach Silverfield stuck out for his team. No one in the media, can be mad at him for that. No fan can be mad at him for that. And he's seeing results on the field. That was definitely a landmark victory for the Tigers for this season. A loss could have made things, go in a totally different direction. The Tigers are 2-1 now. They could have easily been 1-2 with that loss. And it's, they have opportunity, like you said, with the games coming up to really build some momentum and get this thing really going in a good direction for them on the season.
Well, the question I have for you, Anthony Sane, is now UCF is pretty much out of it in terms of the conference. There's just too many teams, too much going on for them to really be in. They've already got 2 losses. Tigers have some work to do, obviously, but they're certainly in the mix for the conference championship still, even though they do have the 1 loss. Does this represent a passing of the guard? Sort of a UCF kind of passes the torch here to Memphis, or more, I guess more accurately, Memphis beating down UCF and taking the torch from them.
I don't think it's either one, man. That kind of stuff can. I mean, as far as this particular season, yeah, it can. But it's like going forward, I'm not willing to say that we've really killed that ghost of UCF. Like we said, we're talking about a losing streak that goes back to 1990. I mean, that's a heck of a streak, man. You're talking about 30 years as far as that's concerned. But as far as this season, the Tigers definitely are in the driver's seat. They did snatch control of their steering wheel, so to speak, in that driver's seat. And like you said, it could have been another way. It was looking like it was going another way, but now their destiny, as far as the season, is in their hand with that schedule softening up and just having that momentum behind them.
Streaks, if you want to talk streaks, here's another one. Kentucky gets its first win over a ranked Tennessee team since 1959, the largest win over Tennessee since 1959. Tied for the largest road win over a ranked opponent in program history. Kentucky's first win in Neyland Stadium since 1984, 34-7. Kentucky beats Tennessee like a drum. 2 pick sixes early in the game, Jared Grantano, and it was you can go up and down the list, but this is a embarrassing performance from him, an embarrassing performance from Tennessee. It's already cost Jimmy Brumbaugh his job. The defensive line coach for Tennessee was fired yesterday You know it's bad when that happens. And as far as I'm concerned, I talked about it earlier, and I'll continue to repeat myself. I don't want to see Jarrett Garantano back on the field as quarterback for Tennessee. I don't care circumstance, whatever. I don't care if you put in Harrison Bailey. I know they're playing Alabama. It doesn't matter.
Where's the loyalty,
It's
Peter?
done.
Where's the loyalty to the guy who's been there for 10 years as quarterback, man?
Where's the loyalty to the other guys on the team? This dude's had millions of chances.
Yeah.
At some point, you look at the rest of the team, and they got to keep defending this dude. That puts them in a bad position. You got to look around. No one seems to be playing for this guy. They could say what they want after the game. The only thing I needed to see was what happened during the game. And during the game, they're not playing for this guy. And, if it means that Tennessee's got to sort of tank this season and go with Harrison Bailey the rest of the way and just have this kid
make it a developmental season.
Then so be it. but the quarterback position is holding this team
But
back.
Peter,
There are
y'all
other
was so
issues.
good. Y'all was so good at the beginning of the season, man. You want to throw it away now? Like, are they?
Everybody was Tennessee ever that good?
I thought they were that good. You thought they were that good. They were a top 25 team, huh? So we just gonna throw that away for? Come on, man.
What did they do?
They ain't do nothing. They looked like they came in looking like they were gonna.
They beat South Carolina in a kind of a scrappy game. They beat Mizzou. Mizzou's not very good. Got handed their backside against Georgia in the second half of the game, and then the first half of the game, same thing that goes on with Kentucky. How about this for a number here? Okay, since we're just gonna go ahead and do all this. Tennessee, are you ready for this, Sane? I know you're sitting down. All of our listeners out there, especially if you're a Tennessee fan, I want you to sit down and strap yourself in for this one. In its last 6 quarters, so the second half of Georgia and the game against Kentucky, last 6 quarters, Tennessee has as many turnovers as points. I'm going to say that again.
Wait, no, I missed that. Like what you said didn't make any sense.
I'm going to say that again. Tennessee has as many turnovers, 7, as they do points, 7, in the last 6 quarters of action.
How is that? No.
Huh?
Yeah.
They've only scored 7 points in the last 6 quarters?
Correct.
That's right, because they only scored 7.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Dang, but that's crazy. Like, wait.
Let me say this again. 7 turnovers in the last 6 quarters, 7 points scored in the last 6 quarters.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
3 of those 7 turnovers ended up being defensive touchdowns right out of the gate. So they have defensively allowed opponents to score 21 points. Their own offense has scored 7 points. 7 turnovers. So this is the thing. And Garantano's not responsible for all those, but he's responsible for many of them and some of the more egregious ones. Just start over. It is clearly not working at this point. The quality teams that you've played, you have been embarrassed by.
Can you tank in college football?
It just seems like you got some extra emotion in this because this is your team, Peter.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I thought that we as Tennessee fans, I'm speaking with my fellow Tennessee fans out there. I thought we were beyond this. I thought we were past this stage. I thought we were past this stage of like, oh God, this is humiliating. What's going to happen this week? This is, we had that with losing to Georgia State last year. Okay, yeah. That's humiliating. Whatever, right? I thought we were kind of beyond that. I thought we'd kind of, at the end of the season last year, looked like they sort of turned the page, and they ended up with one of the longest winning streaks in college football. Everything looks like it's heading in the right direction. Cool. And to see this, and to be right back where you are when adversity strikes, to see Garantano be as bad as he's been, to see the team be as listless and unenergetic as they were. Yeah, you're right. I got some extra emotion because I thought we were better than this. I thought that we were beyond this discussion. But
I thought y'all were too, man. Shout out to Tennessee for being who we thought they were. Trash.
But we didn't think they were. We didn't think that. We didn't.
Well, I thought that
we didn't
coming
think
to the
they
season,
were.
I thought they were. Then you told me, oh no, man, they're good. Garantano, man, they got the
You didn't
defense.
think they're trash. You didn't think they're trash.
Got the
They're
defense.
all right.
They got. I was like, oh, okay, bet. I'm gonna ride with Tennessee then. Peter ride with Tennessee. I'm gonna ride with Tennessee. You let me down, man. Your boys let me down. Yeah, man. Why can't you look at this the same way? Like Like look at the San Francisco 49ers, for example, man, who had Jimmy Garoppolo, who they had to bench him for poor play, and then he had the injury, he had to bench him. Then he came back yesterday, got big win against the Rams yesterday, man. Stuff happens, man. Sometimes you gotta sit your starter down, let him recharge, let him see the game from the bench. Come on, man, don't count the man out, man. Come on, Peter, get it together, bro. You're looking. If y'all looking at the video, man, Peter just looks discouraged.
There's a great video of somebody. There was a guy named Tony Basilio who's on in Knoxville. I used to a long time ago. Was like I worked with him, and it's been years and years. But he's still on in Knoxville. He's kind of the shock jock of Knoxville radio. There's a clip that he played of a guy watching the game, and a guy throws a beer bottle through his window when Garantano throws the second pick six. Guy throws the beer bottle through the window of his house. The wife left him, literally left him. like left him. So that's just to give you an idea of where we're at. That's where we're at. We're at throw a beer bottle through the window of your house levels of frustration.
Did he throw it straight through the house like a superhero?
Well, I don't know because it's just audio. But if Garantano had thrown it, would have missed. It would have hit the side of the window. It wouldn't even gone through the window. Garantano couldn't. That guy's more accurate than Garantano.
Oh man,
my man would have missed. It's just that's the frustration. So if you're asking me what's going on, that's.
Hey, I don't feel bad for Tennessee, man. I've shared my feelings.
I got it. I understand that. Now, speaking of emotions, tell me about your emotions this weekend.
See, now you're trying to see. Look, now I feel like you're taking low blows at me now, man.
I'm not taking low blows.
But yeah,
it was
man.
An emotional weekend.
Yeah, how you going? You see me? I'm hopping on your team, and you gonna tell something? Man, I cried the whole ride up here thinking about this stuff, man. All jokes aside, I came in. I used to holler at Zach. I went straight to the bathroom to get my face together, man. I was crying the whole ride up here, literally. Zach, did you notice as soon as I ain't really had much to say when I came in this morning?
No, I just noticed that you was here a little bit earlier than
I had to
usual.
get myself together, man. No, but my son Gabriel, his birthday is today. He turned 7 years old.
Happy birthday, Gabriel.
And it's just tough on me, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. Especially your co-parenting and those type of things. We talked about this off the air yesterday, Peter. It's like kids are ready to get away from you fast. Like they grow.
Oh yeah.
It's like Gabe was born 2 months premature, and it's like I still remember. I'll always remember like the hustle of like getting a car seat. And like, because his mom was sick too. His mom was what's it called? His mom was toxemic, so she was in the ER. I mean, she was in the ICU. Gabe was in the NICU, and I remember the hustle of going to buy a car seat. And when we knew that when we got the car seat, that meant when they told us we need to get a car seat and get him fitted for a car seat, we knew that was time for him to come home. Because Gabe was in the hospital, I think, for 25 days, something like that. So yeah, so we knew it was time for him to come home once we were getting fitted for the car seat, those type of things. It's like I still remember that like it was yesterday. Like I still remember the anxiety of like going to go see her in her room, then running to the NICU. It was like all day long. That's all I was doing. It's just going back and forth between my ex-wife and Gabe, who were both in the ICU at the same time. And I just remember all that. And it's just like now he's 7. He's got his own mind. He does what he wants to do. He talks crap. He'll check you. He's a smart aleck just like me. He's sarcastic just like me. He flies off. He goes from 0 to 10, and he'll go off on you. And he ain't even mad. Like it's just another little me all over again. And it's like co-parenting just makes those years go by even faster because you're not seeing them every day. And it's like it just sucks, man, because it's like, man, you're nowhere near the kid we brought from the hospital no more. Like you're not the baby we brought from the hospital. You're like a whole little dude out here. And it's like it's like you got different stuff you got to think about protecting them from now. I mean, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, we talk about that a lot, and yeah, I know exactly what you're going through, man.
Yeah,
my kids are 9 and 6. My son just turned 9 a few weeks ago, and I look back at the pictures from 1 year ago, from 8 to 9, and it's like he aged like 5 years in 1 year.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
Some of the years they don't. It's kind of doesn't look that different, and then all of a sudden like it hits and like growth hits, and you're like, oh man, what is happening? I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
I always think of it like, but you have to remember, like, it helped me to think about it like this. If it helps you at all, I don't know. but it helped me to think about it like this. For all the parents out there that are going through the same thing, like, it's weird because you feel that emotion, and like you cry or you'll, just be sad or whatever, and you feel like that's a happy day, like it's a birthday, why am I sad? But you when you really explore it, what you're doing, man, every time the kid grows up a little older,
yep, you
are mourning, you're in grief because you've lost a particular age group. You've lost
time is gone.
When he was when he's no longer a baby, you lost baby Gabe into infant Gabe, and then infant Gabe, you lose infant Gabe into toddler Gabe, and then toddler Gabe is no longer with us. Now it's little kid Gabe, and then soon enough it'll be big kid Gabe, and then it'll be teenager Gabe, and each one of those happens, and you're mourning because you'll never get that particular version of your kid back. You never get that version. But it helped me to always think about if it didn't happen though, I'd be so sad that it didn't happen.
If I didn't have that time,
I'd be so sad. I couldn't meet the new version of my.
Right.
It's what you're doing as a parent. I mean, I know you work very hard as a parent. You're very attentive. You're into what he's doing. So that's your goal, is to see him turn into this dude.
Right.
That's what you're working towards. Yeah. Just like with your daughter. Now you've seen her grow up and be.
Oh, don't even remind me.
Turn into So, like, that's the same kind of thing. Like, so I don't know, man. It's tough, but when you think of it like you're mourning the loss of this kid while getting a new kid, it's I don't know. It helped me. It helped my brain to kind of figure out why I'm feeling this way. It made me understand that a little bit better.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm like, man, I'm riding down the street. I knew it was gonna happen. Like, I'm riding down the street, crying, thinking about Gabe turning 7. But it's like you said, you celebrate this new kid, and but yeah, man, it's hard. When's the break?
It's hard.
I'm struggling over here, man.
You're doing good, man.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
listen. It means you care. That's the important thing. It means you care. If you didn't care, then it means you give your heart and soul to it. So that's to me that's
he sent me this
being a great dad.
He sent me this super long Siri text this morning, which is always funny because Gabe, like, he's technology dude, and he sends me this super long text on Siri giving me a rundown of all the new wrestling action figures he got. And Gabe's wrestling action figure, he just started like about a year or so ago. Because I bought him because he wasn't a wrestling kid at all. And then somebody at school, kids talk about John Cena. So he started asking for John Cena stuff. So I got him John Cena and I think Kevin Owens. They came in like a little battle pack or something like that. Or something. And then he actually started getting into wrestling. Like, he started liking wrestling. I got him a Kofi Kingston when Kofi was first black champion in a while. I got him a Kofi Kingston. He didn't know who it was. He didn't care. But since he started liking wrestling, like, his action figure collection is crazy. And so he calls me today, and he's on FaceTime while I'm driving. And I'm glad it was dark. He would have saw me crying. So he's showing me his guys he got. He said, I got this guy. I think his name is RVD. I said, yeah, Rob Van Dam. He said, Dad, you can't say his name.
Yep.
And I thought about Zach, of course. I said, yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure the Rob Van Dam era wasn't a fun one in the Boyd household for Zach. But yeah, man. But yeah, like you said, time gets away from you, man. And like before you know it, your babies aren't babies anymore. They're grown ass kids, grown ass men around your house in a minute, man. So yeah.
You're exactly right about that.
Fun times though.
No, you're exactly right about that. What is with? Well, I'd say which is weird. I got two things up next, and you have to figure out which one is weirder. Plus, Coach Speak.
Gotta have with the Coach.
The Family Leisure Studio, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want, and of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the Tea Tree Experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The Tea Tree Experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together. So the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are perfect for out-of-town clients, customers, loved ones. We also ship ribs for any occasion.
Where do we order these great ribs?
You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
O'Reilly. Ready for an oil change? O'Reilly Auto Parts has everything you need. Our professional parts people can suggest the best products for your car and budget, like 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and a MicroGuard filter, everyday low price, just $26.99. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Beautiful lady, Who's that lady? Lovely lady.
Hour number 3 rolls on from the Family Leisure Studios, brought to you by our friends at Acura Memphis. Online at AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them 385 in Ridgeway. Get that 2021 TLX. People love it, and they should. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't taken that test drive, go do it now. If you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Go get it. You're going to love it. Acura Memphis. Online, AcuraMemphis.com. So I got to give you, before we do Coach Speak, I got to give you 2 things. You tell me which one's weirder.
All right.
Okay?
I'm a weird guy now. Can't remember, I'm a weird guy. So.
Cam Newton was on this morning on the Greg Hill show on the WEEI in Boston. After, you remember, the Broncos embarrassed the Patriots yesterday, 18-12. Pitiful performance from the Patriots. Cam Newton, back from COVID, this morning was asked about it. He said, I don't point fingers, I point thumbs.
Okay,
right out of the gate. Then he says, he was asked if his team is talented enough to make a playoff run. He said, we have no room to look through a telescope. Our focus should be with a microscope. All right. Finally, he says, the sky might be falling, but listen, I'll bring my umbrella, my raincoat to get the job done.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, was dropping quotes on y'all last
What is
night,
with Cam Newton? What's happening?
Hey, man.
Did he have a little something to little something before he went on the air? I don't.
Dropping some real stuff, some real knowledge on y'all, though, man.
Why do we drive on a parkway but park on a driveway?
Right. I got the last 2, but I point thumbs. I'm not getting that one. What is it?
Because
he's pointing at himself.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Maybe
so I don't point fingers. I point thumbs.
Can his fingers not point at himself?
You could point thumbs to somebody else, like this guy, right? But most people would do that.
It was this.
That guy right there. Yeah.
It was that guy. Him over there. Yeah, I mean, we do that all the time. We throw the thumbs, point at people all the time. So yeah.
I think the.
How can you point a thumb forward? Like it looks weird.
No, like if a guy, the little.
I know it's like over your shoulder, but if you're trying to point directly in front of somebody, what's you?
No, you ain't pointing right at nobody with a thumb. You're gonna look kind of crazy. Looks like you trying to mute him or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Cam is Cam's a strange dude sometimes, man.
Yeah, he's a little eccentric.
It's like Jameis Winston kind of got from Cam, I think. But Jameis is on a different level. I'll never forget him eating the W. That's the worst pregame speech in the history of football.
This is W. We're gonna get a win.
You mean? Did you see that, Anthony? Have you seen that?
Yeah. It's been a while, but I know what you're talking about.
It's the worst. I mean, that is his teammates are like, what are you doing? What?
Yeah, man.
What is happening right now? Okay, second thing. So that's pretty weird right there. But that's Cam. Did you see Space Jam 2 or Space Jam: A New Legacy? Listen to the synopsis of this baby. During a trip to the Warner Brothers studio, NBA superstar LeBron James and his son accidentally get trapped within a world that contains all of Warner Brothers' stories and characters under the control of a malfunctioning, all-powerful force named Al G, played by Don Cheadle. With the help of Bugs Bunny, LeBron must navigate through a never-before-imagined world filled with iconic movie scenes and characters as they reassemble the Looney Tunes to rescue his lost son. Now to get back home, LeBron and the Tunes have to unravel Al G's mysterious plan and win an epic basketball game against digital gamified super versions of the NBA and WNBA's biggest stars as the entire world watches.
Okay.
So are they recovering Michael Jordan's lost son? Or
no, I don't know.
Is Jimmy Butler?
Is Jimmy Butler the
Jimmy Butler?
Are we looking for Jimmy Butler in this one? It would have been much better if they had Jordan and Jimmy Butler. I ain't gonna lie. Sounds like a much better plot than LeBron and Bronny. Well, is it gonna be Bronny? Is it gonna be Bronny James or some kid playing LeBron's
I think
son?
it's some kid playing. I think it's some kid playing his son.
Okay, because in Space Jam they didn't have Jordan's real kids either. So
right, exactly. Yeah. I think it's going to be some other kid. The question I have, though, I think it's a 100% chance. Since they're going through iconic movie scenes and characters, they are for sure going to go back to the first Space Jam, right?
Yeah.
Since they're going through they're going to jump back into that.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is, who do we? I'm sure it's been out there, but I don't remember seeing who are the NBA players that are in this now.
I know they were trying to get Anthony Davis in, and people were accusing.
I know, like LeBron was part of the pitch to bring.
They were saying that they were doing some under the table stuff, and
I know I've seen it before. I don't off the top of my
I
head.
ain't gonna lie. If you see Chris Paul in this movie, and then he takes a buyout with next year of like $1 million, like nah, something happened. Like something happened in the studio, man. Like yeah.
I think Klay. I want to say Klay Thompson is in this movie as well. I think when Klay, I think like early in this year, he was shown like kind of like in the uniform and everything.
Dylan Brooks, is Dylan in there?
Yeah, I'm sure Dylan.
LeBron, just pass it to me.
Yeah, I told LeBron I need to be a star. I need to be the starter. Guys like Klay Thompson, they're used to coming off the bench. You remember when he said that about Kyle Anderson? Did you see that?
You used to coming off the bench.
They asked the question about what do you do with Justice Winslow. Somebody asked it about Justice Winslow, and Dylan says, well, you got Kyle who's used to coming off the bench. Like basically, it ain't gonna be me coming off. I don't know what y'all doing with Justice, but I know I ain't coming off the bench. That's basically what Dylan was saying. But yeah,
fantastic.
Man, like I don't know who the players are either, but yeah, shout out to Rich Paul, who I'm sure can make some magic happen while they're out recording on the set. Yeah.
They don't call him Poor Paul.
No. I'm trying to stir up that text who whistles up. He's a little behind, man. He hasn't hit us with the Rich Paul text yet, man. I'm trying to see where
this
is.
Having that. Yeah. All right. Zach, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Hit us with America's favorite Monday morning segment done by Zach Boyd. It's called Coach Speak.
All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off the right way. Let's call the Hogs.
guys have.
Turn that damn jukebox
What a win by Arkansas over the weekend. So that's
I love Sam Pittman.
So
I love that guy.
So that's not the clip that I want to play. This is it's during
You
his
played a clip you didn't want to play.
But
what does that mean? How does that happen?
This is not the clip that I wanted to feature for Sam Pittman. It's during his press conference. They were asking him about Hudson Clark and his the fact that he's just a ball hawk the last couple of games. This is what he had to say about that.
Only thrown one pick all year, not since the opener. What'd you guys do to get 6? And Hudson Clark, I mean, he kind of comes out of nowhere and he gets, a couple weeks ago and he gets 3 picks. I mean, what'd you think of the 6 picks overall and then his performance in particular?
Oh, I was hoping I was planning on getting 7 when the game started, but we'll take 6. No, that's Clark getting 3 interceptions. That's incredible. And then Cat took the early one back for touchdown, and of course Morgan did. And I mean, that's coaching, that's playing, that's being in position, that's reading eyes. Because that kid Corral had 1 interception going in today, and we picked him 6 times. So that's coaching, and that's players learning, and obviously being able to get it done as well.
People probably hadn't heard of before a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's almost like something out of a movie or something.
Well, they've heard of him now 3 times at least.
They heard of him now.
I just love that dude, man. I love the way he talks. He sounds like just I don't know, man. He's you saw him when he first arrived, and we knew because of the sound bites he was going to be fun. I didn't realize he was actually going to be a really good coach, but it certainly looks like he is. Man, how about them Hogs, baby?
Yeah, calling the Hogs.
Let's call them. All right, so we're going to flip it over to the Tigers. They getting the big win against UCF. And this is Coach Silverfield from the jump. Somebody give Coach some water and a fan at least.
All right, guys. Good evening. Trying to catch my breath. I'm a little out of shape, but let's say this. I'm so proud of the way our kids fought. Largest comeback in school history. Just proud. I don't know what else to say. Our kids showed a lot of heart, and we've had so much adversity and so many ups and downs of this all season, and even during this season. And to do what our young men did today, it's been 30 years since we beat UCF. Last 13 games, it's nice to be on the right side of that win column. Again, it was a full team effort, right? Our defense got the final stop.
Tell them to take
forced
a
a missed
break.
kick.
All
Those things.
Tell Ryan, just
Proud of the offense
hold on,
performance,
catch your breath. We don't need.
Especially in the second half.
Was he jogging while he was doing this?
Right,
where was he coming from?
Isaac Bruce.
Was he on the
Isaac's
treadmill?
one of the true legends. I wish he was here with us to celebrate, but if you guys can share this with him, thank you, Isaac. This game also honored Tom 3. Scott Foreman, a dear friend of mine.
Shut up. Moment
So
of
please
silence.
let him know this game was also an honor to them. And just so proud of our young men. As I catch my breath, I'll take some questions, please.
Yeah, we understand. We understand, like out of breath, like out of shape or whatever. But the bigger question is has Coach been COVID tested? that's the question that needs to be answered right there, man. Well, how often is Coach Silverfield being tested for COVID-19? That's what I need to know.
This is what it sounds like when you got to run in there and go, I'm good.
Looking like the SpongeBob emoji. I mean the SpongeBob meme.
Ooh, okay. Big win.
Yeah,
I gotta.
that
okay.
was close.
Give me. Big win. Woo.
Yeah, they almost got me in there.
Yeah. So okay. What else you got?
All right, so then we're going to head down to Florida because of Mike Norvell getting a big win against North Carolina. Saw that game from wire to wire. I was very impressed with the entire team. And so this is what Norvell had to say in his press conference.
and that's something that is so critical. It's one of the core values of our program and what we want to be. We want to be a group that's known as finishers. We want to finish academically. We want to finish in every aspect of what's in front of us. And that's where the constant push, the constant challenge, and everybody feels it. When you get a sense of momentum swinging one way or the other, you've got to truly rely on your training. And that's why I called the entire team up in the fourth quarter, and you kind of had a smile on my face. And I said, guys, this is where you rely on what you do. I go, at the end, I can't tell you what this fourth quarter is going to look like, man. You go out there and you play the next play. You give everything that you have. You maximize your effort in this opportunity, and they did that. And we found a way to be one play better. And once again, so proud of them. And I think it's going to be monumental for us to continue to grow and build off of this example.
Hey, I listened to the tape, man. Norvell recovered from Rona. Sound a little Silverfieldish on that. Hey, man, they're looking into it.
I think that was a land speed record for Coach speak, though. Cliches.
He dropped a lot of.
A lot of cliches. Just got to be, one play better, guys. And I told him, I said, we got to work. We got to be finishers and everything that we do.
Game of inches.
Finish and the game.
Got to finish, man.
It's a battle of the trenches.
It's a 60-minute game. It's not 15 minutes. It's important. And each play you can only play the play that's in front of you. You can't play the play that's behind you. You can only play in front of you. Forward, not back. I'm saying it's.
Yeah.
All right.
Coach Taylor Jenkins might like a word too, man.
Absolutely. That was. Taylor Jenkins needs to take notes from Mike Norvell. I don't think Jenkins has worked enough coach speak in.
Yeah, he hit us up and said, "Hey man, heard you guys got a segment called Coach Speak. Don't forget you got Taylor Jenkins, got your boy Taylor Jenkins over here, man. If you need me, I'm available. I got the vitamins. I got all that, man. What you need?
Vitamins. Right. So proud of our young men.
Yeah, super effort by.
It's a great effort. Credit to the other team. They played a little bit harder, but we played great. Yeah. Zach, what else you got?
All right, so I got two more here. We're gonna go with Kentucky here after getting destroying Tennessee out on the field.
Why are you playing this, Zach?
It's a great story. Like they were, I guess.
It's a great story. I just don't want to hear the story. It's a great story. It's a lovely story. It's a beautiful story. It just makes me sad. But yes, go ahead. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So here's Mark Stoops addressing the team.
We got to lean on each other. We got to lean on everybody here. Everybody made a difference, and that's a fact. I greatly appreciate you. We talked about it all week. Plan for something bigger than yourself. That was evident. We wanted it more. We played for something bigger than ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, he gave us a great talk this morning. We have one here from 1984. How about another game,
Hell of a job, guys. You come together, nobody can stop you.
Hey, y'all, boy. We ain't won here in 36 years, man. Since 1984, man. Let's give a shout out to the head man and let us do it today, y'all.
It's a big win for Kentucky.
Zach, your segment is getting better and better too, man. We do a lot. We clown you a lot.
Comment.
We clown you a lot on the show, man. We learn from our errors, man. You're doing great, man. That segment that's your thing, man.
I appreciate that.
I see you. I came in early this morning. I saw you getting into work, getting your clips together. Yeah, man.
Thank you. And so we're gonna end things off here with the Gamecocks defeating Auburn. Mm-hmm. Will Muschamp in the locker room.
Hey! Couple things. Hey, told you before we walked out of the locker room, leave no doubt. You understand that? You know what? If you continue to fight your ass off like that, we're going to win a bunch of ball games. All right, that's number one. Number two, we won this game on Tuesday in team run. Yeah. We won this game in Tuesday on tempo. Yeah. We won this game in Tuesday and Wednesday on 1 minute. Yeah. That's where we win ball games. Yeah. Keep working your ass off. Later, turn that. Let's go.
A lot of coach speaking.
Yeah, man.
A lot of little.
We won this game on Tuesday. We won the game on Wednesday. We won it at teamwork. We won it at team record. We won it at we won the
that second bit of steak.
Ain't that W.
When you said no to the ice cream. We were in the game when you didn't get that third cookie. We won the game when you wore the mask when you went to the grocery store.
Yeah. When you say 6 feet apart, we won the game.
And you didn't get COVID. We won the game.
Oh, man.
I love
We won the game when you finished the junior jumble in the paper.
We had that potty bus. And you said, no, I'm not getting on the potty bus. We won the game. Yeah, college football coaches. Here's something I'll tell you. Are you done, Zach? I don't want to.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, I'm gonna tie this in. My dad was a preacher, right? My dad was a pastor in this, not only in the South, but not only was he black, not only in the South, but he did in the small town, Whiteville, Tennessee. And my dad there was so many things in about pastoring that had very little to do with getting up and actually preaching a sermon on Sunday. You know what I mean? There was so many other little intricacies that you had to do. Like you had to be able to just like halfway sing and like and all this old crazy stuff. Stuff had nothing to do with actually preaching the gospel or whatever. And in coaching, like doing that type of stuff is part of the job. You can't just be a coach. You gotta be able to do only go on these tangents in the locker room. It's just and have all these. Yeah, you gotta be able to do all that stuff, man. But yeah, that's the beauty of college football.
That's what it's all about: being a coach, being a preacher. Good job on the Coach Speak today, says Texter, and I agree. Great job,
yeah,
Zach.
Man, shout out to you.
You won Coach Speak this morning. You won it when you were doing the clips at 5 a.m.
When you won it then. When you had your notes app open on your phone, and you were taking notes when the coaches were going off. You knew that it was going to be a good quote, Zach.
You like that? You like that?
When you paid your internet bill, got on YouTube.
Yeah, watching first more picks there, Kirk Cousins. I got another stat. I got another stat that's going to blow your mind. It's going to make Arkansas fans very happy, and it's going to make Auburn fans very mad. Up next, Sports 56 Mornings.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road. The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at Action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to Action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at Action247.com. You got action.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elders Roofing Solutions.
All 75 months at 2.99. Mirage LHO 10129. G4 LHF 07863. Eclipse LZO 15893. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 MPG highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage. Buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4 41 MPG highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
It's sad to think we're not gonna make it.
Close out with a little Gladys.
And it's gotten to the point.
Pete and Sane with you, Sports 56 Mornings. Coming up next, Sports 56 Middays.
Yep.
Here in the Family Leisure Studios. You want to hear something wild?
Yeah.
It's from Ian Boyd. I got to give him props on Twitter. Ian points out that every place. Remember we talked about Chad Morris earlier? Chad Morris is currently the quarterbacks coach at Auburn. After being the head coach at Arkansas. Ian points out every place Chad Morris leaves immediately becomes amazing. Going back to Lake Travis High School in 2009, he left. They won 3 straight championships after he left. 3 straight state championships. Then after he left Tulsa, the next year, Tulsa goes 8-5 and 11-3 in their next 2 seasons, which is quite impressive for Tulsa. He went to Clemson. Was on the Clemson coaching staff. Left in 2014. They had 5 straight playoff appearances and 2 national championships from the time he left.
Wow.
Went to SMU until 2017. Since he left SMU's been 20-7 since he left. And now Arkansas, he leaves last year, and they look like one of the greatest stories in all of college football, and they look absolutely fantastic, while Auburn looks like stomped doo-doo.
How does he keep getting promoted, man? That's
I don't know. It's incredible.
It's just one of those guys, kind of like Lane Kiffin a little bit, who, he had that reputation as well. Like you just kept wondering how he kept getting jobs, and he kept, laying an egg pretty much everywhere you went.
Maybe coaching is not his calling,
I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible, right? I mean, every place he's left since high school, they're all better.
But I'm saying, if he was bad as a high school coach, how did he advance up the ranks?
No, he was obvious. I mean, he was obviously good. He's obviously impressive in all these places and for various reasons. But clearly, he wasn't the reason.
Yeah.
Clearly, him leaving was something better has come along for whatever reason. Also, big props to Clemson. Obviously, they won 73-7 against Georgia Tech. 5 touchdowns
lose, might as well lose
for
big,
Trevor
man.
Lawrence. Well, but you want to talk about garbage time, right? New levels of garbage time for Clemson. Clemson late in the game. Obviously, he had Trevor Lawrence had already racked up 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, all that stuff early in the game. There's no reason, but Clemson let their punter play quarterback up 73-7 for an entire series, and he completed a pass. He was 2 of 3, and completed a pass for a first down to Dabo's son, a 5'8" wide receiver who's a walk-on, and Dabo's son catches it.
Yeah, that's rough.
So what you have is the punter playing quarterback throwing to the 5'8" other son of the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's how bad it got. You want to talk about like garbage time.
That's disrespectful, man.
That's straight up disrespectful right there. And in baseball, they'd be throwing at somebody's head for that.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's definitely tough. And something else I want to talk about real quick as we get off the air, sticking to the ACC, Asante Samuel Jr. makes me feel old as hell. Like, bro, how the world does Asante Samuel have a kid that's playing D1 college football in my lifetime?
Yeah. Patrick Surtain's kids play for Alabama.
No, he didn't. I don't want to hear it.
It's a thing.
I don't want to hear it, man.
Like, what?
Say it's a thing,
It's enough,
man.
I'm not that old. I know.
It's a thing.
No,
like
I'm
John,
not that old.
like John Ryan's kid just got done playing against Brady Sunday.
Yeah, I'm done, man.
Like, it's a thing.
I'm done. Then we're talking about a grandkid.
Jaron Jackson III is playing.
Yeah. Oh no. It's like a third generation Manning coming up the pipe. I'm like, no, man. I'm out.
Yeah,
man.
Arch Manning. Arch Manning. Yep.
Yeah, I'm out, man.
That's exactly right.
Count down the days, bro.
Big thank you guys. Happy birthday, Gabe. Again, I hope you have. Hope he has a great birthday.
Yep.
Your little man, and we'll obviously talk to you in the morning. Coming up next, Sports 56 Middays. Y'all be good.